here, and they look to make it 5 against Chugiak here tonight. Hi friends, Howie Boxley alongside Trey Yanity. Trey, an excellent start to the season, and the Miners look to keep it rolling here in this one.
They do an off day on Saturday, but let's look a little bit before that. In Anchorage, got off to a bit of a rough start there, down 2-1, but the offense exploded yet again. The comeback kids, we're going to see it a lot this year, Howie. They bounced back. Ended up winning this one 8-2, and not just the bats going in this game, but excellent defense as well, taking advantage of pass balls. We saw more scoring on errors again, and like I said, some jams being worked out of there in the 8th. The Miners pick it up 8-2 as they get set for this Sunday matchup with the Chinooks.
Yeah, heat index values over 100 degrees, triple digits across most of the lower 48, but behind us here at Lee Jordan Field, mid-60s and a beautiful day for afternoon baseball. Stick around when we come back. Lineups, keys to the game, and first pitch right after this. Matsu Miners. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Lee Jordan Field, where we are set for afternoon baseball between the Matsu Miners and the Chugiak Chinooks. Casey Sunseri digs into the right-handed batter's box and awaits the first pitch of the game from Brendan Argomez, which will come right now at 4:01. Swung on and driven out to center field, pretty deep. Grech goes back, still going near the track, and he can't make the play. It's off his glove and off the center field wall. Sunseri will stop at second, and he stands there to start the game.
Casey Sunseri wasting no time today. Jumps on the first pitch of this game for a second. I thought it might have had enough to get all the way to the wall. Either way, I'll take it. It's a double. And the Miners picking up right where they left off on Friday night.
Yeah, Sunseri continues his bats here with a runner on second. No score, top of the first inning. Argomez brings the first pitch to him. That one is whacked right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Avila's going to get waved around third. Here comes the relay throw from Grech. It is going to be up the line. RBI single for Blake Avila, and just like that, the Miners are on top 1-0 after 2 pitches.
How about this group? I mean, it's early, it's often. They just find ways to jump all over you. This top of the lineup has been red hot, and, you know, we see some movement today, too. Casey Sunseri in that leadoff role again. Blake Avila batting in the 2-hole. Has to be the DH today. Comes up, is a hitter, and delivers right away. 1-0 Miners.
Nick Sorelli, the batter now, as he tries to keep the line moving. New start time, no problem for the Miners, who are in front once again. First pitch to Sorelli. Way up and away for ball 1.
You know how we actually ran into Blake at the golf course yesterday. Played quite a few holes, and we were worried it might affect his swing. Oh, not at all, right? Early in the at-bat, takes advantage of one and gets his team on the board.
Yeah, no problem for the lefty, who took that one right back where it came from for an RBI. 1-0 pitch to Sorelli, way outside. He's quickly ahead and threatening to walk for the 11th time this year. Funny thing about Blake Avila in his golf game, he swung right-handed clubs. That's all he had, and Trey, he didn't swing him too bad.
No, he's not a true righty, obviously, if you watch him play here, if you watch him at Central Arizona as well, but how you said it, man. Really driving the ball yesterday.
2-0 pitch to Sorelli. Outside corner and a called strike by Connor Lindsay. Tonight's home plate umpire. Lindsay has been working a lot of the plate for here with the Chinooks. Also spent the summer in Alaska with them last season. 4.0 ERA over 8 appearances. He's in some first inning trouble here. A double by Sunseri and an RBI single by Blake Avila to start the game. 3-1 pitch. Called strike.
You know, we don't see the moon here very often, Howie, and typically it's not blue, but 2 called strikes and 1 at bat for Nick Sorelli. That doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, he has worked 10 walks to start the year. Unbelievable work by Nick Sorelli, who's also doubled and homered early on. 3-2. Outside, walk number 11 for Nick Sorelli. Trey, Sorelli is averaging 2 walks per game. He's on pace for, if you can believe it, 88 walks in the Alaska Baseball League. He led the league last year in walks with 37. And he's on pace for 88 right now. Unbelievable.
You know, this pace is probably not going to keep up. We're early in the season. You start to see the numbers kind of shake out a little bit after 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the season. But if he keeps this up, I mean, the Miners at 3 are going to be on base quite a bit.
Alex Vergara, the batter now with 2 on, nobody out. Pitch. Swing and a chopper down the third baseline. That's a foul ball. Trey, while we have a moment, let's take a look at the starting 9 for the Miners.
Yeah, let's do so as pretty usual lineup, we'll call it today, for the ninth and play third base.
Yeah, pretty standard look, if you want to call it that, for Tyler LeBrun and staff, as he has his field the way he likes it. Couple new faces on the bench to start this game. Cade Manning, Trey Triolo, and an 0-1 pitch to Vergara. That is a pretty pitch from Brandon Argomanes. He started the last game we had here at Lee Jordan Field. Pretty good for Brendan, as he went 3 innings, allowed no runs, only gave up 1 hit. That was to Steven Lancia, who starts this game on the bench for the Miners, but no problem so far. 3 men have batted, 3 men have reached. 0-2. Almost hit Vergara, who lifted his hands out of the way of that pitch in a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Argomanes, one of these guys that kind of delivers consistently. I don't want to say he can be read like a book, but the Miners have been able to jump on him early in at-bats, really break him down these first 2 starts, and, we've only seen half of an inning here, not even.
6'1", 190-pound right-hander sets and brings the 1-2. Swing and a shot that is into center field, a base hit. Blake Avila will cut the bag. He's going to come home and score. Sorelli chugs for third. The throw there is going to be in time. Good throw by Justin Greck out in center field to nab Sorelli for the first out, as Alex Vergara will take second on that throw. He'll pick up an RBI, and it's now 2-0 Miners.
Yeah, that ball just rifled into left center field, and you kind of saw the first base runner there hold up a little bit. Might have thrown off Nick Sorelli's timing to try to take third. Aggressive. I like it early in the game. They say not to make the last out of the inning. At third base,
Miners have been aggressive on the base pass, and they continue here. It cost him an out, but still, it's 2-0. Another man in scoring position for Carter Young now. First pitch. Outside, ball 1. So Avila scores that run. It's his second of the season. Give Vergara the RBI. He has 2 of them now. Take second on the throw down to third. Sorelli gunned down 8-5 if you're scoring for out number 1. 1-ball pitch to Young. Outside corner and a called strike by Lindsey. Yeah, Trey, it's hard to find anything wrong with these Miners early on. They are in their 5th official game, 4-0 to start the season. Chinooks come in 1-2. They've already charred the Chinooks twice this year, handing them 2 losses. 1-1 pitch to Young. That misses low, gets away from the catcher Young. He can't find it, but it doesn't matter, as Vergara probably had a tough time seeing that and doesn't advance. It's Young and Argomanes, the battery for the Chinooks. It's Saunier, Greck, and Kelly, left to right in the outfield. Ryan Matheson, Patty McCormick, Kinzel Plunkett, and Jack Lawrence from third to first. On the infield, the defense for Chugiak, the Eagle River Chinooks. Just a gorgeous 25-minute ride down the Glen Highway, as the Miners will play here 5 times this year. Another game on Friday, and then we won't see the Chinooks at Lee Jordan Field until the 13th of July. Almost a month in between visits to our friends in Chugiak. 2-1 pitch to Young. Drops in for a called strike. Good pitch by Argomanes. Mentioned University of Richmond. He's been there for the last couple of years. Also spent some time at Orange Coast College. And good numbers for Argomanes at Richmond. A .370 ERA, 6-0 over 17 appearances. Walked 21, struck out 30. A .236 batting average against. Even count pitch to Young. That one bounces up there, and a nice block by Austin Young.
Yeah, just no touch so far in this game from Argomanes. On the off speed, located the fastball pretty well, and Lindsey going to give him that outside corner. Gotten a little bit used to that, but just cannot locate with the curveball to this point.
Right on left the matchup here. Young 3 for 15 in the early going in 2022. Alaska base service in Anchorage as of yesterday. Most of them in southwest Alaska, and the wind's pushing that smoke, some of it, into the upper levels of the atmosphere here, causing a haze under a mostly sunny sky. 3-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 4, and a 5th base runner in the inning for the Miners.
And, Young is certainly going to take the walk here. He will be fine with that. He gets a base, but I think he would have wanted that 3-2 pitch back, or rather the 2-2 pitch back. because he role at number 5. Slid down a little bit, but I think he feels more comfortable there. LeBron told us the other night, didn't really like the 3-hole, felt too much pressure. It's in a better spot now, and Nathan Rose, who's done it all on both sides, try to keep this lead growing here in the first.
First pitch to him, and that clipped him on the way by. So Connor Lindsay signals that Nathan Rose got clipped, so all kinds of trouble for Brendan Argomanes here in the first inning. He's given up a double, 2 singles, walked 2, and now he's hit a man. And the Miners are threatening to blow this thing wide open early on in Chugiak.
And he's going to get a meeting here early on in the game, as he should. Walks, hard contact from the Miners to this point. They've been all over him. And, you know, we talked to our broadcast partner. If you're with us the other night, you saw him as a pitcher, Calvin Johnson, on the other side of the booth here. He is in reserves today, so he may be called on at some point to clean this up. But Chugiak with a small roster at this point, a short bullpen. Have to find a way to clean it up here. It's still just 2-0, 1 away. Say you're Argomanes, and you can roll a double play, or maybe you can get a pop-up, couple strikeouts, whatever it takes. If he can keep this at 2 runs, I think we see him continue in this game. Definitely in some dangerous waters here, though, Howie.
Yeah, so meeting with Troy Hervey is over. That's exactly right, Trey, as the Chinooks enter a stretch of 8 straight games, so they're going to need to save those arms. Josh Pano bats with a bases loaded, 1 out, 2-0 pitch. Outside and missed off the plate. When things aren't going right, they're not going right. And for Argomanes, he's not getting anything near the plate. And he is in some serious trouble facing the Miners' 7-hole hitter and shortstop Josh Pano, 4 for 17 early on, looking for his first RBI of the year. As Argomanes steps off the mound, just doesn't look comfortable at all. Even after that meeting, walked off the back of the mound, stalked and looked out towards the hill as a couple of brave patrons try to pace up that thing and get in their Sunday afternoon hike with baseball behind them.
Looking for the best view in the house.
1-0 pitch, backhand stop by Austin Young on a ball down and away. Yeah, they might try to scale that thing all the way to the top and get a bird's eye view for afternoon baseball in Alaska.
Some of the older ballparks, I don't know if you've had the chance to check them out, or ones that are now gone. That's kind of the view from some of those upper decks in the outfield, so maybe they're just trying to throw it back a little bit here.
Pano ahead 2-0. Now he's ahead 3 balls and no strikes. A walk means a run and an RBI for Josh Pano as the Miners look for a huge inning here. A big inning did the Chinooks in last time we saw them in that rain-shortened game, 1 of 2 so far this year for the Miners. They had a 5-run 5th in that one and won 6-0 when the skies opened up at Herman Brothers Field. 3-0 the count on Pano. We'll see if he lifts the bat off his shoulder. He does not, and he takes a called strike.
Yeah, this at bat a little bit different. Argomanes not missing by much, kind of tuning up that curveball. Still goes down 3-0, and now really a hitter's count here for Josh Pano.
Vergara on third, Young on second, Rose on first, and a whole lot of trouble for the Chinooks here in the top half. 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And Argomanes holds his hands up and stares straight in at Connor Lindsay. Ask him where it was. Lindsay says outside. It's a walk and an RBI for Josh Pano, and it's 3-0.
You cannot allow walks, Howie, but you cannot walk in a run, especially early in the game. You're struggling. You allow 2 straight walks, start to fight back in a bat a bit. And you let him go. The Miners will take it, of course, but struggles here. Mightily for the pitcher Argomanes.
Alex Vergara scores his 3rd run of the year. Everybody else up 90 feet. Brandon Heidel will bat. 8th man to hit in the inning. 3 on, 1 out, 3-0. Pitch from Argomanes. Inside.
Howie, the chat getting going today, and we appreciate all of you joining us on this broadcast via YouTube. No matter where you're from, let us know where you're watching from this evening. But some very nice compliments for you here, Howie, along with one of our users, Pigeon, getting in there saying he knows somebody, maybe themselves, I'm not quite sure, that can operate video pretty well. If they can get a flight up here, I'm going to leave that to you, Howie, but
1-0 pitch to Heidel.
A suggestion.
Drops in for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now. I have a couple of friends that are pretty good with the audio and visual work. back home. As, of course, Trey and I are a two-man crew here trying to make it look and sound the best we can. 1-1 pitch to Brandon Heidel. Called strike over the outside corner.
Oh, it's
of a Miners hitter, and Brandon Heidel has him down to his final strike. Miners catcher awaits the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, missed. Huge strikeout for Argo Menez, and out number 1.
And you know, Howie, that's a really big strikeout because 3, second out of the inning now. You have to find open grass if you want to grow this lead. Another walk wouldn't hurt, no doubt, but that's a big out.
Argo Menez can get out of this inning only allowing 3 runs. He will likely feel pretty good about it with all the base runners and traffic. Pitch to Jacob Steele, bounces up there, and a nice sliding stop to his right in Austin Young. One of the other fun things about Lee Jordan Field, Trey and I's view from inside the booth is excellent. Pretty much what Connor Lindsay sees just from about 20 feet back. And a great angle for baseball with the Alaska Mountain Tops out in right field. 1-0 pitch to Steele. Swung on and fouled back at us. Had a ball in Anchorage the other night at Mulcahy Stadium that came flying right at us, and our press box area smashed off the window, and luckily our pane held. Otherwise, Trey, I don't know if you'd be able to see out of your left eye.
Yeah, I might not be here right now, Hal. Some very solid glass they've put up there in Anchorage. I appreciate the folks at Mulcahy Field for making sure that is in order.
1-1 pitch to Steele. Drops in, letter high strike.
Shout out to Billy Yates, the father of Michael Yates, one of the talented pitchers on this team, tuning in from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania tonight.
Yeah, we'll see the Pennsylvania product Michael Yates make a start tomorrow night, so we hope Bill will stick around for this one and catch us for 9 more innings tomorrow against the Oilers. First look, 1-2 pitch. Drops in, and ball 2. That might have been a called strike if Austin Young could have caught it, but wasn't able to present it very well to Lindsay. So an even count now. Young on third, Rose on second, Josh Pano on first base, already 3 in, and 2 out here in the top of the first. Argo Menez stares down Steele, sets belt high, cocks that left leg back and forth, kicks it and fires. Swung on and drilled down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Steele all over that, but just a hair early. Jacob looking to pick up his first RBI of the season. Got a day off on Saturday when the Miners took on the Bucks and defeated them by a final score of 8-2. Excuse me, that would have been on Friday. Yesterday was Saturday and our first off day of the season. 2-2 pitch coming again to Jacob. Swing and a shot that is out to short. Diving play by McCormick. He gets up, fires to first. Stretch by Lawrence is not going to be in time as he was pulled off the bag. Almost a magician-like effort by McCormick and Lawrence to rob Steele of a hit, but it's not to be. It's going to be an RBI single for Jacob Steele, and it's going to be 4-0 Miners.
That would have been the play of the season, Howie, on both ends. A full stretch diving effort as we already now back to the top of the lineup here for the Miners. That one would have been an absolute web gem, a nice effort regardless. And the Miners, the benefactors of the call, another run in.
Yeah, so for the first time this year, the Miners bat around as Casey Sunseri steps in for the second time. We're in the top of the first inning. Bases still loaded. 4-0 Matsu. Pitch. Outside, ball 1. Sunseri stroked a ball to center field that Justin Grech was chased back on. He will tell you that he should have made the play but could not come up with it. A leadoff 2-bagger, and from then the floodgates have opened. RBI single by Avila, Vergara, now Jacob Steele. 1-0 pitch to Casey. Up and in, ball 2.
Yeah, you know, this is what's so fun about summer baseball. You get to watch the team evolve throughout the season. At the beginning of the year, and it's still the beginning of the year, don't get me wrong. We're just under a weekend now, but those first 2 games, you saw this team kind of have to fight back. They didn't really get the offense clicking until around the 5th or 6th inning. These last 2 efforts, they have been all over their opponent early.
2-0 pitch. Drops in for a called strike. Yeah, that's exactly right, Trey. We are early on. Of course, the Miners sporting a 4-0 record, but about an eighth of the way through. I mean, it is a 2-month sprint here in summer baseball, And with 4 teams reaching the playoffs in this league, the Miners are setting themselves up to be in a prime position as they are already starting to gain a lot of ground on everybody in the race. 2-1. Letter high and call the ball, this time by Lindsay. Another walk means an RBI and a 5th run for Matsu here in the first.
Yeah, you have to stop the bleeding here if you're Chugiak. If you'd like a chance in this game, already 4-0. But if you get out of it, maybe you get some momentum swinging your way.
3-1 pitch to Sunseri. Swing and a pop-up. Right side, well, it's staying for Jack Lawrence, the first baseman. He slides over near the Miners' dugout, and that ball drops in. The catch is not made by Jack Lawrence. A nice effort.
So that one almost hits the fence there, but I think Lawrence didn't realize how much room he had. If he had kind of positioned himself up against the wall. We're going to the bottom half of the inning, and it's still just a 4-run game. Argomana has still the chance to make that happen, but
left-hander Kalen Haynes is trying to stretch it out down the left field line as Argomanes is in a lot of trouble here in the first. Still has the long sleeves on, so he's not ready to come in just yet. 3-2 pitch from Argomanes. Runners will go. There they go. Pitch is popped up. Shallow center. Justin Greck in. He's going to call off the infielders and make the play to retire the side. But not before the Miners send 10 men to the plate. They collect 3 hits and 4 runs. We're off in the field to the bottom of the first. It's the Miners 4, and the Chinooks are coming up.
A Christian family-owned small business serving the local community through love, southern hospitality, and great food. Hebrews Christian Cafe, Connect Gooseberry Road, located in the heart of Wasilla.
Bottom of the first inning, Miners put up a 4 spot in the top half, and they lead 4-0 here against the Chugiak Chinooks. Trey, they might not need them, but let's get into our keys of the game, presented by Napa.
Howie off to an excellent start already, so this might be moot, but take advantage of the rest. This team has been playing red hot. They have to take advantage of a day off yesterday, and you know, for CJ Hood, take advantage of almost a week off now from the mound and capitalize on the momentum. This team looking to get to 6-0 today. Keep this rolling. Keep the.
We saw him make an excellent catch here our first time at Lee Jordan Field in the first inning to rob Vergara of a hit. Dove out, full extension. Leads off here for the Chinooks. Hood way ahead of him. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Similar spot to the last pitch. And it will be a similar sponsor, Trey. The foul ball is sponsored here in Chugiak. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I was just about to say, Howie's still getting used to the foul ball sponsor. I like it, though. Our guy Dave next door getting a little bit more mic time. Love to hear that at least.
Yeah, our friend Dave, the PA announcer here in Chugiak. Fun to talk to. 0-2. And Saunier stays alive and fights that off. Been in the broadcast business for 40 years, and he's loved every minute of it. Love to see that.
You know how I don't think there's too many people in the state of Alaska, too many people we've met at least, that aren't enjoyable to talk to. There's some of the stories you hear and the conditions that have made so many different communities here. It's amazing.
Absolutely. 0-2 pitch, and that one is behind Saunier and rattles our camera, which sits fixated right here in front of us, shooting through the chain link fence. Come on, CJ, don't knock down the camera.
One more rattle and it might be gone here, Howie. That's held up by a few different measures today, but I don't want to say hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, nothing some duct tape won't fix.
Better look at first base, maybe.
1-2. Up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No, that's exactly right, Trey. There are some characters here in the last frontier, and I mean that in the kindest way possible. Talked to a good friend over at our favorite place, the Palmer Golf Course.
Our second home.
2-2 count on Saunier, and he ropes that one down the right field line. That is a fair ball down and into the corner. Saunier will cut the bag and head for second. It's going to take Vergara forever to dig that out. Saunier will stop there with a leadoff double.
Yeah, that ball was roped, and another one of those balls, you didn't really know where it was going to end up. We saw 2 on Friday night, ended up hooking foul for the Bucks, ended up being massive for the Miners, kept about 3-4 runs off the board. That one, though, does stay fair, and that corner, overgrown grass, you're right up against the bullpen. Kind of tough to grab the baseball for Vergara. Thankfully, the base runner only get 2 there.
Yeah, exposed bullpens here at Lee Jordan Field, down the right and left field line. Miners in the first base dugout, sporting the green tops, gray pants, Miners in yellow across the chest, gold caps for the Green Bills, Chinooks in their home navy blues, red lettering, red numerals, blue lids for them, white pants for the Chinooks. Batter now is Justin Grech as he tries to drive home Saunier and get Chugiak on the board. First pitch. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. But no, got to talk to someone at the Palmer Golf Course, which so graciously allows us and the players, the entire Miners organization, to play on their course. And many players and coaches took advantage of that opportunity yesterday on the first off day. And just so fun to hear the stories as he is related to many of the people on the hit TV show Deadliest Catch on the Discovery Channel, Life Below Zero. 0-1 pitch. Outside. That missed for ball 1. And he said, you know what? Those reality TV shows actually do a pretty good job of depicting what life's like on the boat for the crabbers and the brave men and women who go out there and do that crazy work.
Yeah, that's a business I don't think I'll be checking out anytime soon, but I respect and appreciate them.
1-1 pitch to Grech. Head high, and ball 2.
CJ Hood definitely needing some confidence here early in the season. And, you know, I think that first start, you want to look at the results, maybe you throw him out. But nonetheless, it was an opportunity for CJ to get back out there. We didn't see him get a start at Nebraska this season.
2-1 to Grech. Popped up. Right side, long run Vergara near that bullpen. Still coming, and it's just over the fence and out of play. Yeah, CJ started on opening day. Maybe some opening day jitters for the freshman who had never been in that spot. He was only able to make it through an inning and a third. The walks really did CJ in, had command issues, and issued 4 base on balls, but didn't give up a hit. So that hit by Saunier, the first one he's allowed this year. And at the University of Nebraska, some pretty good numbers, 4.26 ERA. Over 18 appearances for CJ, who looks to get back on the beam in this one. He's been given some early run support as the Miners scored 4 times, batted around in the top half. Runner on second. Nobody out here in the bottom half. Pitch to Grech. Out of play. These top 2 Chinooks are being very pesky, fighting off a lot of pitches.
Yeah, we had a lightning quick game here last week. I think it ended up being just over 2.5 hours, maybe even less than that.
Yeah, I have 2 hours and 28 minutes. Very fast game against the Chinooks, and even quicker one because it got shortened due to rain the next time out. 2 hours, 12 minutes. 2-2 pitch to Grech. Swung on and rifled into center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Saunier had to hold up to make sure it wasn't caught. He's going to be stopped at third. A cannon comes in from Carter Young in center field. Station to station for Saunier. Corners, and nobody out here in the first for the Chinooks.
Look at that absolute laser beam of a throw from Carter Young.
Number 15, Ryan Matheson.
Didn't think he was going to be tested. Probably wasn't going to be. It looked like the stop sign was up all the way there, but the first 10 feet of that throw, I think, would change the mind of any base coach.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. Saunier had to make sure it wasn't getting caught on a line by Rose or Payno up the middle. So he goes to third. Smart decision. His team trails by 4, looking to chip away at a Miners lead. Ryan Matheson, the 3-hole hitter, digs in. First pitch from CJ. Swung on and grounded out to second. That's going to be...
Have been on a different everywhere. You talk about double plays. I believe now
6. I mean, my goodness.
Wow.
Chugiak just getting killed by the double play ball. Maddox Ryan, the batter, bases empty in a 4-1 game, and he takes outside for ball 1. In that game, it leads Georgia in a 4-2 victory. I mean, that very well pushed pitchers to pitch to ground ball contact with mid aboard. 1-1 over the outside corner and a called ball.
Well, if you're CJ Hood, I mean, you're struggling. You allow some hard contact early in the game. You're having a battle in these at-bats. That's 2 quick outs. And the base is empty.
2-1. Drops in for a called ball. 3 balls and a strike now on Maddox Ryan. CJ Hood doesn't want to get right back in the soup. He'd love to retire Ryan and get off the mound with a 3-run lead. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Maddox Ryan attends Penn State Harrisburg. Hit 291 there this year. 36 runs, 40 RBIs, 12 doubles, 6 homers for Maddox Ryan. Cleanup hitter for Chugiak. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball off to the left side.
NFL ball sponsored by AFL-CIO.
Also spent time at La Roche University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Last year in the New York Collegiate League, played summer baseball with the Dansville Gliders. So Maddox Ryan has been all up and down the East Coast, but he's way out west now on the last frontier and faces a 3-2 pitch from CJ Hood. Missed inside, ball 4.
You got to just kind of work your way out of this here for CJ. Needs a big confidence inning. Needs to get 3 quick outs. And I think we'll have the opportunity to do that throughout the day. But early on, you have some run protection. You have your defense working behind you with the double play.
Up comes Jack Lawrence until that double play ball by Matheson that scored Saunier from third base. Jack Lawrence had the only 2 RBIs and it produced the only 2 runs for the Chinooks. Roped a long home run just inside the foul pole here last time we played. Pitch to Lawrence. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Lawrence kind of making the move over from the corner, and he is truly a power hitter on this team. We saw him hit what was called a fair ball, might have been a foul ball the other night. Right down the line, right over the pole, and that was our first taste of this Chinooks team. Since then, continued to bring that presence.
1-0 to Lawrence, misses inside. Yeah, at Frostburg State University, he hit 7 long balls this year, 278 average for Jack Lawrence. This is his second stop in summer baseball. Some time in the Great Lakes Collegiate League and the Galleon Graders. 2-0. Popped up and back behind us out of play. How about that name? Trade the Graders. Interesting nickname.
I wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. That's a good point. Graders with a D,
Well,
like grading a paper.
What town did you say?
Galleon, I believe.
Which state?
I believe that is in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
Grader's ice cream chain is a big deal in Ohio. I don't.
Pitch to Lawrence outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Probably no relation. Maybe.
Excuse me, Ohio. Ohio's the state.
Okay.
in the
All
Great
right. Well,
Lakes
then maybe
Collegiate League.
it could have to could have connection to the ice cream. No plug. We are not sponsored by Graders, but if you're in Cincinnati, you can get the chance.
3-1 is roped down the left field line. That's going to get down for a hit. Here comes Maddox Ryan around second. He's going to make the turn and head for third. Sinceri there to dig it out. He's going to throw it into Payno, and it's a double for Jack Lawrence. Chinooks continue to threaten here in the first.
Another ball just laced down the line. Some hard contact here. Nothing too dangerous as far as depth goes, but line drives hitting the wrong spots, and now 2 more in scoring position. A Miners lead that was 4-0.
Yeah, 2 balls hammered down the line, and a walk sandwiched in between. Hard ground ball up the middle by Justin Greck, and James Dillard, the Miners pitching coach, will make the slow walk out of the first base dugout. He'll meet atop the hill with Brandon Heidel, the catcher, C.J. Hood, the pitcher, and try to calm down his young freshman starter.
Mark Kreisen, our wonderful IT engineer, is what he believes
Grading the road.
that nickname comes from.
Sounds good enough to me. It's our friend Mark weighs in. Always appreciate him watching the broadcast, and of course everyone watching the broadcast whenever you can do it. This is actually a bit of a better timing for our friends over in the lower 48 East Coast. It's an 8 o'clock start time, 7 o'clock Central. It's 4 o'clock local, and now 4:38 as a long first inning moseys on. Miners scored 4 times in their half, as the first pitch to Austin Young is a pretty breaking ball that drops in for a strike.
Kind of weird after the pitch. I don't know if you saw that, Howie. Brandon Heidel tried to throw the ball back. Might have been indecisive, might have slipped, but just kind of threw it right into the ground. Thankfully, on a line, it rolls back to the pitcher Hood, and we resume.
That was a curveball by Hood. A 1 pitch to Young. Skips up there, and a good block by Heidel. 2-seam, 4-seam for CJ. Sits about 90 to 93. Change-up and a curveball, the arsenal for Hood. Austin Young has played in both games so far against the Miners for Chugiak. He's 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts, and he's grounded into a double play. Ryan on third, Lawrence on second. 4-1 your score here from Lee Jordan. 1-1. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Josh Payno will gobble that up and wing it across for out number 3. So Hood gets into some first inning trouble, gives up a run, but his team still leads 4-1. We're off to the second at Lee Jordan Field.
As we head to the top of the second, the Chinooks 3 hits, 1 run, 2 men left on base. The score, the Miners 4, your Chinooks 1. Today's game, brought to you by
Back here, top of the second inning. 5 combined runs scored in the first. 4 of them belong to Matsu. It's a 4-1 game here between the Miners and the Chinooks. And Blake Avila will lead off against Brandon Orgomanes, who goes into his windup and brings the first pitch, which is swung on and popped up. That's a long run for Matheson, and he won't make the play as that ball bounces over near the bullpen where there's some stretching and loosening going on as Brendan Argamanes had to throw a ton of pitches in that first inning, faced 10 batters, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, and hit 1.
And not surprised to see him back out here, though, Howie. I mean, this is summer baseball. You have to get the max out of every player on your roster, especially this time of the year.
0-1 to Avila. Inside. Yeah, we mentioned the Chinooks entering their stretch of 8 games in a row without an off day. That will be the longest all year for Chugiak. They'll do it actually one more time. 1-1 pitch to Avila. Cut on miss. That bottom dropped out of that ball. The Miners will start their one and only 8 game in a row stretch following the off day this Wednesday. So they will play Thursday through Thursday, and we hope you will join us for each and every one of them right here on YouTube. 1-2, banged off Avila's body foul. Avila got the scoring party started in the first inning for the Miners. Knocked in Casey Sunseri with an RBI hit. He has 4 of them so far. This is only his 3rd game with the Miners.
So much pop in this bat here. From the left side.
1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. Yeah, as Trey mentioned earlier, I had a chance to chat with Blake over some Saturday afternoon golf yesterday, and just watching him swing a golf club just truly showed off his power. Just a violent hack at the golf ball. 2-2 pitch to Avila. Up and away for ball 3. And I said it, when he hits this ball square, it's going to go, and he did, Trey, on the back 9 on hole 14.
Yeah, he really smashed a few of them. And, you know, it showed us his power, but it also showed us how much of a competitor he is. We played best ball.
Payoff. This is low. The competitor Blake Avila will reach base for the 2nd time, this time via base on balls.
If you're not familiar, best ball, everyone in your party takes a swing from wherever you are, and you just kind of go from there. Wherever the best ball lies, you go to that one. Every time, Blake encouraging, trying to make sure we were all competing at our hardest, trying to avoid those doubles. Not going to say how many?
Little matinee scramble with Blake Avila, and a whole lot of fun. Nick Sorelli, the batter, walked his first time up, no surprise. First pitch, swing, and a ball off of Austin Young's body, and back on a play for strike 1. Sorelli got in a round of golf yesterday as well. From what I hear, he plays that sport pretty well. Probably not as good as he plays this one, but assistant coach Kyle Watson said he can swing a good club.
Yeah, Sorelli, so much power in this bat. We saw it in this very ballpark earlier in the week, but with such a great eye as well, you just feel like he's maybe the most well-rounded hitter on this team.
0-1, way up and away.
A veteran, kind of a leader, and that's one thing we've heard several guys talk about. If there was a leader to this point, if there was one guy they'd turn to, on the field, off the field even, Nick Sorelli.
Yeah, Sorelli certainly on the batting side of things. Evan Wolf, the other returner on the pitching side, also a good leader in the clubhouse. 1-1. Up and away for ball number 2. Sorelli, of course, for the Miners last year. Excellent numbers. Led the team in all kinds of categories. On-base percentage, slugging, long balls, walks, of course. And he's ahead in another count here. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch from Argamanes. Swung on and laced into right field. That's going to get down for a hit. Blake Avila is going to make the turnaround second and stop there. Station to station for Blake. It's Nick Sorelli's 3rd hit of the season, and the Miners have 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, Sorelli just putting the torque into that one. Didn't get all of it. Maybe even hit it off the end of the bat, but the timing with the pitch combined, I think that was a curveball there. Really allowed him to get his bat, get his hands there, put that ball into right field, and the Miners keeping it going here into the 2nd.
Kalen Haynes has thrown off the hooded jacket. He's now in his uniform and vigorously warming up down the left field line. He'll be first out of the chutes for John Groff. First pitch to Vergara. Swinging a high pop, shallow right field. Long run for Kelly. Still coming, still coming. He'll make the play. Pop out for Vergara and out number 1.
Thought that one was trouble there, Howie. was hit a little bit higher than expected. Kind of just drifted out there and was unable to find grass. The Miners might have been caught up in between, though. Looked like the runner on second, Avila, in a bit of no man's land, gets back just fine.
Carter Young, the batter now. He was one of 3 walks issued by Argamanez in the first inning. Scored one of the 4 runs. 4-1 game, top of the second, 2 on, 1 out. Argamanez checks on Avila and brings the first pitch. That pitch misses. Just a beautiful day for baseball here in South Central Alaska. We know our friends in the outside, as they call it here, are dealing with some summertime heat. Heat index values soaring up over 100 across America's heartland into the southeast. 1-0. Up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. So we hope everyone is staying hydrated, hopefully hitting the pool, getting some floating in, and staying well protected from the UV. Sunscreen and all. And we're glad you're joining us for Miners Baseball from Alaska. Pitch to Young. Bounces up there. That gets to the 5-hole of Young. And both runners will move up 90 feet. 2 men in scoring position all of a sudden for Carter.
Yeah, a lot of Youngs around the plate right now. Carter batting, Austin catching at the moment. And while the temperature might not be as high at the moment, how you mentioned it earlier, it is very dry here in Alaska. We had some games rained out last week. It was unfortunate. Didn't get to watch more Miners baseball, but for the state, things like that are very necessary at this moment. I think 70-plus fires going on, maybe more than that even.
Yeah. 3-0, the count on Young, way ahead. And he takes low for ball 4. Argamanez just does not have it on Sunday afternoon, and his leash is getting shorter and shorter by the batter. That's now his 5th walk of the game. And really just such a turn from what we saw. He looked extremely sharp a few days ago right here at this ballpark against the Miners. Worked 3 innings. Only walked 1. Only allowed 1 hit. It's been a totally different game here. Nathan Rose, the batter. He'll bat for the 2nd time with the bases loaded. First pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. Rose was clipped by the first pitch he saw his last time up. Pitch. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. Yeah, not much to complain about weather-wise here. Mid-60s and definitely a haze in the sky thanks to, as Trey mentioned, a number of wildfires burning and sending smoke our way via the jet stream off to our southwest. 0-2 pitch to Rose. That one almost hit him.
It looked like it clipped him, and Rose looks back at the home plate umpire, Lindsay, who will now have a discussion with Tyler LeBrun, the head coach.
Yeah,
not really making an argument, but just kind of giving him that look of, hey, well, where's the call?
And I'm not sure if LeBrun was asking if Rose was hit or not, as now there's going to be a meeting between Connor Lindsay and Ryan Gill, the field umpire. And we shall see what the issue is here. Maybe something Argamanez was doing on top of the hill. Not too sure. No, he's going to ask Gill if Rose was hit. He was. And look at that. It's going to be an RBI for Nathan Rose and a 5-1 lead for the Miners.
Yeah, you saw it immediately there. That one got him on the wrists as another discussion now.
Yeah, this time it's going to be between John Groth and home plate umpire Connor Lindsay, as Groth is saying, now wait a minute, you were the one who was standing right there. If you didn't say he was hit immediately, how can you go out to your field umpire and then overturn it? But as you said, Trey, probably the right call. It did look like he was clipped on the way by.
For the Miners, number 12, Josh Pano.
Young hitting his first at-bat, or excuse me, Nathan Rose hitting his first at-bat. That time, I think almost thought that the call was expected there rather than having to make an argument at all, but
Josh Pano bats, and he's way late on that fastball.
a run in, bases remain loaded.
Pano walked home a run back in the first inning as the Miners sent 10 to the plate. 6th batter in the inning right now. Only 1 out in the inning as they try to blow out the Salmon on Sunday. Pitch to Pano. Nice backhand stop by Young and an even count.
Billy H jumping back in the chat, asking a little bit about the golf round. Unfortunately, we did not get the chance to play with Michael yesterday. He got a group of his own, though. Whole team, not the whole team, most of the team went over to the Palmer course.
1-1 pitch to Pano, and way late on that fastball again. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
I'd like to see Michael's game. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'd be an excellent candidate to play around with, get to know him, and have some fun at the Palmer Golf Course. Proud supporter of the Miners. 1-2 pitch. Curveball that stayed high.
It's like his pitching. We might be toast, Howie, but golf is a different sport. Sometimes it can be deceiving. You don't have to be a true athlete. I wouldn't consider us athletes. I wouldn't say we're good necessarily, but
good is a
fun
strong
round.
word. Definitely fun, though. 2-2 pitch. And Pano gets a piece of that. Rattles the camera again. Sorelli on third. Young on second. Rose on first in a game that is turning into a blowout of sorts by the Miners, especially if Pano can come through here and drive home 1 or 2 more.
I wonder who the best on the team is. Maybe Sorelli has the longest drive.
I think it's probably the head skipper, right? Versus the
Oh, does he count?
2-2 pitch to Pano, which is swung on and hit hard out to short, fielded by McCormick. He's going to take it to the bag himself for 1. On to first, a huge double play for Chugiak. Miners load the bases. They're able to bring home 1 more run. We're off to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Miners 5, Chinooks 1, and Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube.
We take a look at the scoreboard. We've got 1 hit, 2 men left on base to score. The Miners. Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 11, Kinsel Plunkett.
Back here at Lee Jordan Field, Miners 5, Chinooks 1. Bottom of the 2nd inning.
How you want your team to score runs. They put 5 up on the board.
Doesn't matter to you. I think you have guys that probably like extra rest, guys who don't care. 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. But to me, it's all routine. Baseball is such a game of routine, and anything that kind of kinks you could definitely throw you off.
Yeah, I think waiting is not too much going to miss high. I think waiting sometimes can be good. You can think a little bit more. You can talk to your catcher a bit more. But I think for the most part, it really hurts these guys. They want to get in that flow. They want to keep it going.
Threw 1 pitch to Plunkett. And that one hit him on the way by, I believe. Either way, it's either ball 4, it hit him, and he's on first to lead off to second.
Typically, Howie, if you saw a guy hit the next half inning, if a player on the other team was hit, you would think, there was something deeper going on, but in both cases, just misses there. And you could see Hood's reaction, upset about it after the fact, slaps the glove, didn't want to give up that leadoff base runner.
Yeah, CJ trying to pitch a little bit deeper into this game, as the batter is Patty McCormick. But already some stretching going on as Grand Canyon product R.J. Elmore is up and stretching it out. First pitch to McCormick, outside for ball one. Patty McCormick, how about that name, as he steps in with a bright red bat in his third year with Chugiak here in 2019. Of course, no season in 2020 due to the pandemic, and a pickoff attempt here by Hood. And he was back here last year with the Chunks. Third year with Chugiak for Patty McCormick.
That's Patty with 2 D's there.
That's exactly right. P-A-D-D-Y. Patty McCormick. 1-0. Almost took his head off as CJ shows a little bit more wildness. And look at this. Nick Sorelli is going to come in and initiate a meeting with his young arm. Brandon Heidel will trot slowly out to meet here as well. And talked about it earlier. Nick Sorelli, a leader, and being a leader right now.
Well, what are they talking about right now, Howie? Because it seems like it could be one of those conversations, just telling him to calm down, to lock in. But, another pitch that misses high and in might be telling him to kind of ease the waters a little bit. Calm down. Don't make it look like something's going on here. That isn't. I don't think Hood has any ill intentions, but an odd call there. Like you said, it's good to see the leaders step up and say something at least if they think the game is getting awry.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't think so at this stage in a 5-1 lead for Mat-Su. 2-0 pitch to McCormick. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. I think you're just seeing a young arm that is very wild. Minors have been hit twice. It's been Nathan Rose both times, but quite frankly, I don't even know if he could feel either one. Barely even clipped by pitches by Argomanes. 3-0. Runner goes. Pitch is ball 4, I guess. No strike call by Connor Lindsay, so no stolen base for Kinzel Plunkett. Hood wondering where that pitch was that looked pretty much down the chute. 2 men on and nobody out.
Yeah, really nice jump there by the base runner, Kinzel Plunkett. Didn't get a strike call like you said, Howie. It was delayed, but nonetheless, very hard to steal on Brandon Heidel.
Yeah, and of course, no stolen base as he's there on the walk to Patty McCormick. So Will Kelly, the batter, bottom of the order, 9-hole hitter for Chugiak. 2 on, nobody out as they try to chip away at a 4-run deficit. Tall right-hander sets and fires. This one's lifted down the left field line, hooking towards the bullpen, and a foul ball. Chugiak right fielder Will Kelly attends East Texas Baptist University, where he hit .316 this year. Knocked in 40, 8 homers for Kelly. RBI chance for him here. Heidel set up away, and the pitch is over the outside corner for strike 2. It's a product of hitting your spot there. That pitch might have been off the plate, but when you dot the glove, you get more of the zone from Lindsay and many other umpires. Oh, 2 to Kelly. And instead, Hood spins around and looks back. Kinzel Plunkett.
How do you feel about the quote-unquote unwritten rules of baseball? You hear some teams take it more seriously than others.
0-2 pitch here to Kelly. Cut on miss. That's a good comeback by C.J. Hood after hitting a batter and walking one. He strikes out his first of the game. I think that there are certainly a lot of quote-unquote unwritten rules that are very silly. I love how more relaxed, at least at the top, people seem to be getting in terms of just celebrations and just having fun with the game. I mean, there's no reason, in my opinion, to absolutely drill somebody with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, threaten his career, as Saunier digs in with 2 on and 1 out. That one bounces up there, and a nice stop by Heidel. just because it's something he did after a home run or a celebration. Now, showing up a pitcher is one thing, but, loosen up. And, same goes for the pitchers. After a big strikeout, maybe a fist pump, maybe a celebration. I just think that things oftentimes get a little bit too tense when we're playing a game here. And it's supposed to be fun. 1-0 pitch to Saunier. Outside corner.
That's a good point. I wasn't even really thinking about celebrations. How do you feel about teams that, you have a runner on second base. He has an unobstructed view of the catcher's fingers. Stuff like that.
I think as far as that goes, as Saunier will await a 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Outside corner again. Hood really starting to dot that. I think that it's been part of the game for a long time. I frankly don't consider that dirty at all. And at the MLB level, with the recent sign stealing scandals going all around, technologically based, which of course I do not support in any way. That has not been part of the game for 100 years. With the new system and the clicks on the arms for the catchers back to the pitchers, really interesting. 1-2 pitch to Saunier. It swung on and popped up. Long run for Jacob Steele, the Miners' third baseman. He slides near the fence, but runs out of room. Couldn't catch up to it, and it falls harmlessly foul. So I think as far as that goes, that's a good technology, and especially if you're trying to eliminate sign stealing via technological advances, which has been implemented so often, I think it's certainly a good addition to the game at the highest level. And so you see down at this level, to bring your question down to a more specific level, 1-2 pitch to Saunier. Cut on, missed. Wow, CJ's looking nasty right now. Allowed 2 base runners to reach to start the inning, but he struck out Kelly and now Saunier, and 2 outs for Gretsch.
How about the bite on that fastball we've seen really just this half inning? I mean, had it in the first, couldn't locate it. It's hitting spots now. Getting strikeouts, trying to work out another jam.
Hey, he's starting to get a lot sharper. Just finishing up on the comments. So at this level, you have a guy like Kinsel Plunkett on second base. If he's able to somehow nab the signs that the Miners are using, I think that's on Matsu. You have to be more competitive and more complex when you have a runner on second, as Grech steps in and takes that one low for a ball. And if you're Heidel, if you're CJ, you got to recognize that, call a meeting, change up the signs. As, in my opinion, that is all part of the game and why you see such complex numbers thrown down by the catcher in a situation like this. 1-0 pitch to Grech. Outside ball 2.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think there's ever a time or a place to throw at another team. It's not necessary, and a lot of the times, certain specific players are put in that position just by being the best player on their team.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Another good point.
Even if they weren't involved in the first play.
2-0. And all of a sudden, CJ's lost his command again. It's 3-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Sunday Afternoon Alaska Baseball League Baseball on YouTube. Howie Boxley alongside Trey Yanity. 5-1 your score. Miners lead it. CJ Hood trying to get out of a jam here, but he's fallen behind Justin Grech, 3-0. Pitch. Taken right down Main Street for strike 1.
Been the comeback kids this year. Have to hope they will not need a comeback in this game. Up 5-1 now in the second.
Yeah, they've erased 5 deficits so far and are perfect on the season. 4-0. Flaming hot start for the players from Palmer. 3-1 coming to Grech. Swing and a shot out to second. That is going to be a diving attempt by Nathan Rose. He's going to fire late to first. Everybody plays that station to station. So Rose did all he could to keep that thing on the infield and prevent a second Chinooks run. But the bases are going to be loaded following the infield hit by Grech.
That would have been a hard play to make, but we did see Nathan Rose make the same play earlier in the week. I don't know the conversion rate on that, and Valiant effort again there by Nathan Rose. Thought for a second he might have been able to recover. Instead, bases loaded, but hey, Howie, no runs in the inning. Still a chance for Hood to get out of this unscathed.
Yeah, danger zone for the Miners here. Ryan Matheson represents the tying run here in a 4-run game. Bases loaded. Hood back to the windup and brings it. Down and away for ball one. No place to put Ryan Matheson, who grounded into a 4-6-3 double play last inning. Maddox Ryan and Jack Lawrence lurk as the Chinooks try to have a big inning of their own and tighten this thing up here in the second. 1-0 to Ryan. Big swing and a miss. Was trying to deposit that thing on the hill out in left field, but was way late on it in a 1-1 count.
I don't think there's a pitcher on this team with a better fastball when they can locate it. I think there's guys with better location at this point in the year, but CJ Hood, if he hits his spot with that fastball, it is almost untouchable.
1-1. Drops downstairs for ball two. CJ looks in at the dugout. Fans the brown leather right in front of his face. Stares down Heidel, awaits the sign. Nods yes at one he likes. Wind up and the 2-1 pitch. Misses high, ball three. No place to put Matheson with Kinzel Plunkett on third and the bases loaded. McCormick on second. Grech on first. Three-1. Down and away. Ball four. CJ Hood just walked in a run and made it 5-2.
How about that, Howie? Both sides have already walked in a run. And we're in the bottom of the second inning. This has been an unusual baseball game. A lot of base runners. The time so far, 1 hour and 9 minutes in. Really putting that on display as a meeting at the mound now. Head coach Tyler LeBrun will head out there. And it looks like it will be the day for CJ Hood.
Yeah, CJ Hood's day is going to come to a close right here as the big left-hander Liam Hatakanaka charges in from right field. CJ Hood gives the ball to Tyler LeBrun. LeBrun to Hatakanaka. And CJ Hood's start ends not the way he would have liked it to.
Yeah, tough one for CJ Hood in his second start of the season. You look at the scoreboard now too, Howie. This was a 4-0 game. This was a 5-1 lead. Not just 5-2, but the base is still loaded here.
Yeah, this is an excellent opportunity for Chugiak as they will send their cleanup hitter Maddox Ryan to the plate. He will represent the lead run in this one all of a sudden as Liam Hatakanaka will come on and try to slam the door on the second inning rally here by Chugiak. Liam attends the University of Portland, originally from Bainbridge Island, Washington, where he went to Bainbridge High School. In 2022, he got in a handful of games for Portland, pitched 4 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, fastball, slider, and a changeup for Hatakanaka from Bainbridge Island.
Yeah, I was talking to Liam earlier this week, and he told me that he had to take a ferry to get to the mainland, Bainbridge Island, right in the Seattle metro area. About a 15-minute ferry ride away. One bridge on the island, even though bridge is in the name, but it only connects to the north side. So the ferry is the more realistic option.
This is going to be Hatakanaka's second appearance in a Miners jersey. He followed Michael Yates in the second game of the year, went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, two runs, 1 of them earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. One final interesting note on Hatakanaka. He is a marketing major, and one of the things that they've tried to have him do at the University of Portland is come from 2 different arm slots, which you don't see very often. So the first time we saw him, he was coming over the top, was watching some of his warm-up tosses. He's dropped it down a little bit to about a 3/4 arm angle. So we'll see if he goes with that against Maddox Ryan, left on left here. Big, tall, 6'5" right-hander stares in with the bases loaded in a 5-2 game and brings the first pitch to Ryan. Swung on and lined down the left field line. That's going to get down for a hit. Scoring from third is McCormick. Coming around third is Grech. He's going to score. 2-2 is Maddox Ryan, a 2 RBI double, and all of a sudden the Chinooks only trail by 1.
I thought this game was really going to get away from us here, Howie, but now a nail-biter in the second inning, just a 1-run game.
So both of those runs will be charged to C.J. Hood's line, which looks worse now.
Now batting for your Chinooks.
Yeah, and that ball
Jack Lawrence.
just cleanly hit down the line there. Howie rolls right into the corner again. The third time in this game we've seen a ball within about 5 feet of the line. That one a little bit more true and enough to make this just a 1-run game. And hey, a hit from Jack Lawrence may give the Chinooks their first lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, Jack Lawrence roped one down the left field line his first time up. He does that here. Chinooks lead. Pitch. Swing and a miss. That is nasty from the lefty. Matheson to third on the double. Maddox Ryan stands at second with a pair of RBIs following that hit. 8th man to hit in the inning, Jack Lawrence. Fun baseball game on Sunday afternoon. 0-1. That's a pretty off-speed pitch by Hatakanaka. The changeup floats in for strike 2.
That was brilliant. You saw some spin on it. Just kind of dropped right in there.
We'll see what he goes to here with an 0-2 count. Tries to run Lawrence up the ladder with that fastball. Could drop another changeup. Sports a slider as well if he wants to try to paint that thing. 0-2. Swung on and popped a mile high. That is going to get out of play.
And that foul ball sponsored by Representative Ken McCarty, serving you so you can best serve too.
Inning started with a Plunkett plunk. Was hit by C.J. Hood. McCormick walked. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Hood appeared to be rolling, but then gave up a single and a walk. Was pulled from the game. Hatakanaka was greeted rudely by Maddox Ryan, who got a 2 RBI double. 0-2 pitch. Cut on, missed. Pulled a string.
Man, that slider.
On Jack Lawrence. Got him with a slider. Hatakanaka gives up a double, nothing else. Chinooks tighten this game. We're off to the third. High-scoring game here on Sunday afternoon. Miners 5, Chinooks 4, as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Tailgating, speeding, and darting between lanes, that'll get you noticed and ticketed by police. Drive sober, slow down. We want you to stop speeding before it stops you. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Trey, it feels like we've been tailgating, speeding, and darting between lanes for 2 innings now. We've seen 9 runs. Miners lead 5-4 here as we enter the third inning of play, and Kalen Haynes takes over for Brendan Argomanes.
Yeah, speeding and darting maybe. I'd love to find the tailgate. I'm starting to get a bit hungry here, Howie. This game lasting longer than we imagined to this point, but as Steve Lindsay in the comments has noted the fish are not going to be going easy. And Kalen Haynes, a very interesting pitcher, coming into the game now for Chugiak.
First pitch from Haynes misses low to Brandon Heidel, who leads off here in the third inning. Haynes was charged with a loss the last time we were at Lee Jordan Field. Really struggled with command. Gave up all 4 runs that the Miners got. 4 hits as well. Walked 1, hit a batter, struck out 3. He's definitely a power lefty as he brings the 1-0 to Heidel, which is lashed down the right field line over towards James Dillard, who lifts his right foot up about 3 inches off the ground and watches that one go by. Definitely a power lefty. He will supply the strikeouts, but a little bit wild at times as well.
Yeah, he's got the stuff. He really does. Very raw pitcher. As if you can see him from your camera point, watch how far he brings his arm back.
1-1. Tried something off speed and mistied. 2 balls and a strike. Originally from Trophy Club, Texas, attends Cameron University in Lawton, Oklahoma, where he sported a 6.43 ERA this year. And he enjoys playing piano. How about that? 6'7" lefty.
Renaissance man.
2-1. At the knees and called the ball. Double take by Austin Young, who thought that one was good enough.
Yeah, Haynes' struggles the other night against these Miners, but we saw a nice curveball. We saw a wealth of good-looking fastballs.
3-1 pitch to Heidel. Skips up there. A leadoff walk. Another base runner for Matsu.
This is going to be the story for Kalen Haynes. He's feast or famine. Allows quite a few walks.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of them in this game already. Brandon Argomanes went 2 innings. Gave up 5 of them. He hit a batter. So 6th walk of the game for Matsu. On the other side of things, the Chinooks have drawn 3 bases on balls. And they've also been hit 1 time. Actually 2 hit by pitches for Argomanes, as Jacob Steele shows bunt and takes low for ball 1.
Yeah, pulled it back late. A nice curveball there. Almost fooled Steele. Instead, he gets up here. And if you're the Miners, you're looking at the bottom of your lineup right now, feeling pretty confident. We've seen these guys get on base throughout the season, even when the top hasn't been as productive. See what Steele can do here.
1-0 pitch to him. Haynes stares straight at the runner and brings it. Steele shows bunt. Pulls it back, takes low ball 2. Cap flies off of Haynes. I love what we've seen so far from the Miners as far as this as well. They are not afraid to bunt and play the game the more traditional way, as some saw him earlier this afternoon. First, the 2-0 pitch to Steele. Shows bunt, pulls it back, ball 3. Just taking some simple grounders from assistant coach Kyle Watson, head coach Tyler LeBrun, just over and over. It's such a game of repetition and fundamentals.
Yeah, I like what you said about that earlier, Howie. This is something that every team at every level should do. Sometimes it becomes complex.
3-0 pitch to Steele. Called strike over the inside corner.
Just stick to the basics, ultimately.
Yeah, baseball is such a simple game at its core. Yes, the pitchers and batters get better. Yes, they throw harder. They hit it further. But at the end of the day, it's ground balls, it's fly balls, it's pitching, it's hitting. 3-1 pitch to Steele. Runner goes. Pitch is taken. Throw is almost into center field. A sprawling effort by Patty McCormick to somehow save that thing. Pitch was called the ball anyway. It's back-to-back walks to start the top of the third.
Yeah, that throw, not even close. Looks like he just kind of lost the handle on it. Luckily for the Chinooks, a diving effort there.
Yeah, no stolen base for Heidel as he reaches second on the walk. But if that ball would have been into center field, could have taken third on a throwing error. Top of the order for the Miners as they look to continue to pour it on. They scored 4 times in the first, 1 time in the second. Chinooks have answered with 1 and 3 respectively in those frames. 5-4 game. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Howie Boxley alongside Trey Yanity, as Casey Sunseri will hit for the 3rd time in as many innings. He's doubled and he's flied out to center. First pitch to Casey. He shows bunt. Pulls it back and takes a strike. And you really see it up and down the order, Trey, with the Miners willing to bunt. We've seen Nick Sorelli even show bunt.
Yeah, no doubt. This team is willing to lay it on the line for whatever it takes to win. Doesn't matter where you're hitting in the lineup, 3-hole, 4-hole. If there's a job to be done and you're in position to do so, I don't think anybody's uncomfortable doing that.
Matheson in on the grass at third, 0-1. Bounces up there, and a nice block by Young. No sign of bunt from Sinceri that time on a pitch that was well out of the zone.
And my count may be wrong here, Howie. My brain is scattered after these first 2 innings, but I believe we're at 10 walks combined in this game already. And like I said, still in the top of the third.
Yeah, 10 walks and 3 hit batsmen's so far in
My
the top of the
goodness.
third. Sinceri shows bunt early this time, 1-1. Takes it low. Man, how much pressure have we seen put on here as this game rolls on towards an hour and a half? As it seems like every time the Miners bunt, pitchers can't locate anymore. It's like they get scared or something.
I don't think it's just the Miners. This is something players at all levels struggle with. How to pitch accordingly if you see a guy square early.
I mean, Sinceri's tipping his hand, but Haynes can't throw a strike. 2-1. Low again. I mean, he's gifting the Chinooks an out right here. Of course, the Miners want him to get it down as well, get the runners over to second and third, but it's just so interesting to think about Sinceri giving himself up. I mean, it's literally called a sacrifice, but if Haynes can't find the zone, he'll take first. Both runners will move up, and there'll still be nobody out. 3-1 the count now. Dangerous pitch coming here from Kalen Haynes. Both corners in on the grass. Sinceri shows bunt, and he gets it down, but it's a foul ball. It was almost a pretty bunt by Sinceri, but it's side-spun foul.
You wonder if Haynes is struggling because he's seeing bunt, or if he's just not locating at all right now.
Yeah. Calvin Johnson, our broadcast buddy, is up and throwing down the left field line. Talked to him earlier in the game, and he said, hey, I'm just an emergency guy today. I should be on the call, but I'm 4th up on the list. Well, it looks like he's been moved up to 3rd, and in a game with so many walks and so many base runners, it looks like he's going to get another opportunity here.
I love to see it. Man of many talents.
3-2 to Sinceri. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Sinceri can't believe it. He was off to first, but will have to take a right turn and head back to the dugout. He's out number 1 here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that went inside, but I do think it caught the corner there. Another brilliant fastball from Haynes. As I said, Howie, if he locates, he has some of the nastiest stuff on his team, but hasn't been able to locate much.
Yeah, good location that time by Kalen Haynes. And you're right, if he can throw strikes, it looks great. But when he can't, he struggles. Blake Avila, the batter, 2 on, 1 out. Avila with a perfect afternoon. RBI single, walk, he scored twice. And he calls time here as Haynes takes a long time to deliver the pitch. Haynes doesn't even move on the mound. Continues to pop the bubble gum in his jaw. Stares in at Avila.
Avila been very aggressive early in the bats. Let's see if that continues.
First pitch. Way down and away. Turf infield here at Lee Jordan Field. Same at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage.
Close to the same, Howie. I don't want to.
Yeah, just a little bit of a sharper look on the turf infield here at Lee Jordan. Natural grass, though, as this field looks fabulous. We appreciate our friends here for giving us such an excellent view and allowing us to call baseball in Alaska. 1-0. Outside ball 2. A lot of fans on the hill in this one, Trey, as I count quickly about 20 patrons down the left field line. A few of them to the right of the foul pole, a few of them to the left, scattered up and down the hill, and enjoying some Sunday afternoon fun at Lee Jordan.
Playground loaded again.
2-0 pitch to Avila. Outside ball 3. Yeah, I was thankful that Sorelli's ball that he pulverized to right field last time we were here was not directed at that playground, as a ton of kids are playing around having fun. And, of course, they want a home run ball, but with something hit that hard, you want it to land far away and let them chase it down. Don't want anything in flight towards the children.
There's some hidden hands out there.
3-0. Swung on and drilled to right field. That is going to get down in the gap and roll for a while. Here comes the train. Steele around third. He's gonna score. Being waved around now is Steele. And Heidel and Steele both score. It's a triple for Blake Avila. And it's now 7-4 Miners.
I If that ball had been hit higher in the air, it might have gone. An absolute shot that time off the bat of Blake Avila. 2 more runs and some more comfort here for the Mat-Su Miners as they play road game number 3.
Yeah, Brandon Heidel scored from second on that one. Jacob Steele from first. Avila all the way around to third. And the lead is extended once again.
37, Nick Sorelli.
Nick Sorelli in now. Had a couple of sacrifice flies in the game on Friday in Anchorage. Has another one of those opportunities right here. Pitch. Curveball that stayed high. Ball was rifled in the gap by Blake Avila.
Yeah, that pitch almost hit Sorelli there. Yet again. Thankfully, not another free base. I don't know if we could stand for another one at this point. Already 13.
1-0. Almost hit him again.
But we'll take it. Hey, base runners are base runners any way you draw it.
Yeah, the Miners are doing excellent thus far. They're already working their 3rd time through the order. They've scored 7 runs. They've collected 6 hits. Lead by 3, 2-0. Bounces up there, 3 balls and no strikes. Sorelli looking to earn his 12th walk of the year and keep that pace of 2 per game. As the scoreboard shows ball 5. How funny is that, Trey? I'm surprised it can even do that, but with a guy like Sorelli, it might as well, honestly. It's what it feels like, 3-0. Ball 4, 12th walk for Nick. He's
Is that ball
aboard.
6?
Yeah, that's exactly right. As Sorelli does draw his 12th walk, the base runners continue to pile up here.
It's summer baseball. We can make up the rules as we go.
And Troy Hervey, I have a feeling he might be busy today. He's back out this time to chat with his hurler, Kalen Haynes.
Yeah, it's like a half peek over towards the bullpen. I don't think this is going to be the day for Haynes quite yet. Still just 1 out recorded in the inning and an hour and 30 minutes into this contest. Top of the 3rd.
Being serenaded with some Southern music here at Lee Jordan Field and Zach Brown Band as Connor Lindsay out to break up the meeting just a little bit earlier as he wants to get home to his scheduled dinner. Scheduled dinner at the Christophers after this one for the entire team after 1 full week. And if this trend continues, it's going to be a happy meal at the Christophers as the Miners are trying to improve to 5-0 to start the Alaska Baseball League season. Alex Vergara, the batter, runners on the corners, 1 out, top of the 3rd, 7-4, road team. Miners lead. Pitch to Vergara. Downstairs for ball 1.
I'm excited for this meal here, Howie. Not quite sure what is on the menu, but Denise Christopher, one of the fine members of this organization, will, I'm sure, have something stellar for the ball club after this one. And you know how as we get deeper into the game, you wonder how the Miners manage their pitching as well.
1-0 pitch to Vergara. High ball 2.
Hard to get a feel for what they're going to do with a pace like this. Haven't seen a game go quite this long, inning to inning to this point. Maybe we see guys extended, or maybe we see guys pulled earlier than they would. Going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, credit to Connor Lindsay for not expanding his strike zone in a long game. He's going to make the pitchers throw strikes. This is baseball at a high level as the 2-0 is swung on and fouled away. This is not 9 and 10-year-olds out here. These are college baseball players with big league aspirations. And you certainly don't want to expand a zone and fudge anybody else's numbers. Sorelli the man on first. Avila on third. 2 RBI triple for him. And a called strike.
You know, with that being said, Howie, we got to give a shout out to our boy Sam Hunter with Synergy Sports, helping these athletes get noticed through their capture.
Yeah, absolutely. Synergy does an excellent job. 2-2 pitch. Runner goes from first. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to second is going to be terrible. And look at that. Nick Sorelli has a stolen base here as Vergara struck out for out number 2.
I can't tell what's going on here with Austin Young. He seems to be injured as immediately after he threw that ball, took about 10 steps behind home plate, holding his His right elbow, his throwing arm. He's going to need a walk here, and you have to hope he's okay.
Yeah, that is never a good sign, as I'm unsure what John Groth is arguing about. Maybe he's arguing interference, but as you mentioned, Austin Young appears to be a little bit hurt.
You know, it might be that left arm, actually.
Yeah, maybe he got...
Takes off the glove. You maybe got nicked there or something of the sort.
Yeah, so a meeting here between Connor Lindsay and Ryan Gill, and Nick Sorelli does not have a stolen base, apparently, as maybe there was interference by Vergara, not too sure. Well, that's unfortunate, as the big first baseman for the Miners was looking for a swipe, not going to get it.
Would need to see it again to refute or support any arguments, as that one happened quick, and I think the focus immediately turned to the throw down to second. It was not a good one. Interfered with is what they're going to say, and it will put Sorelli back on first, now 2 outs.
Carter Young, the batter, 7th man to hit in the inning. Miners have sent at least 6 up in all their frames. Lead 7-4 here in the top of the 3rd, as the runs continue to pile up for both sides. Haynes trying to fight his way through the 3rd. Pitch to Young. Below the knees, ball 1.
How do you keep your mental edge in a game like this? How do you continue to battle, continue to put together good at bats, stay patient when you get 3 hours, 4 hours into a baseball game?
Pickoff attempt here to first. Yeah, I think it's certainly a show of mental toughness in a baseball game like this to keep grinding away, keep scoring runs. You never know how many the other side's going to score, so you might as well keep scoring too in a game where the floodgates are wide open like this one. 1-0 to Young. Outside ball 2. Brendan Argomanes started for the Chinooks. Went 2 innings, walked 5, hit 2, gave up 5 runs. Hood started for the Miners. He's already out as well, giving up 4 runs. 2-0 to Young. Haynes brings it. That stays downstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Familiar count here at Lee Jordan Field on Sunday afternoon in Alaska.
No kidding. We've seen so many free bases in this game, and for Kalen Haynes, it's been a lot of 3-0 counts.
Yeah, 3 walks already in this inning by Haynes. 3-0. Called strike, generous that time. Young gives the thumbs up.
Exchanging a laugh there.
Yeah. You can't see through Lindsay's mask, but that had to be a wry smile. Like, got to call something at some point. 3-1 to Young. Same spot, but this time called a ball. So Young will take first. It is the 4th walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded full of Miners again.
Haynes knew it and was okay with it there. He understood, gave me a call. I need to make an adjustment. He did not. More frustrated with himself than anything, and I think for a second forgot about the base runners. Had to be directed by his catcher, Young, to make sure everybody was staying put. Kind of skips and looks over there. All good, and the base is loaded.
Familiar spot for Nathan Rose, who was hit his last time up with the bases loaded. Pitch. Down and away. Miners have had the bases full a lot in this one. How could you not, with being your 3rd time through the order? We're already into the 6th hole on the lineup card. Just an unbelievable pace of batters in this game. 7-4 the score. 1-0. Downstairs, this one is off Young, and Avila will come down the 3rd base line, then stop and turn around and head back.
Yeah, didn't block it up completely there, but luckily for this Chinooks team, that one just kind of skipped off of this shin guard, hit the foot, stays close. This turf, Howie, can be unforgiving at times, very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. There's already been 2 runs scored via walk with the bases loaded and 1 via hit by pitch with the bases loaded. Nathan Rose is ahead 2-0. Pitch. Top of the zone and a called strike. Avila on 3rd. Sorelli at 2nd. Young at 1st. Carter Young has walked 3 times in this game. We're in the 3rd inning. Crazy stuff here. As the wind is blowing out a little bit to center field, American flag flaps out there, 2-1. Good cut by Rose, but a foul ball. So if Nathan can get one up into the natural elements, he might get some help from Mother Nature. 2-2 count. Haynes trying to get out of the third. Somehow only allowed 2 runs with 4 walks. 2-2. Swinging a chopper up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Patty McCormick. He charges and fires in time to nab Nathan Rose. Nifty play up the middle by Patty. Minerson 8 men to the plate. They scored 2 more times off to the bottom of the third. Miners 7, Chinooks 4 as you watch Mat-Su Miners baseball on YouTube.
Chinooks 4. Tonight's game brought to you by Hebrews Christian Cafe, located on Connect Goose Bay Road.
Back here, bottom of the third. Miners lead 7-4. Austin Young leads off and cuts and misses for strike 1. Tipped it into the mitt of Brandon Heidel. Liam Hatakanaka back out to work against his third batter. Gave up a 2 RBI double to Maddox Ryan. Those runs charged to CJ Hood and struck out Jack Lawrence to strand a couple of men. 0-1. Downstairs, a ball and a strike. Mention when Liam first came in about the different arm angles. Really interesting to me that they are having him do that at Portland as he gets set to bring the 1-1 pitch. Kind of cocks it sidearm as this ball is chopped out to short. Josh Payno will glove that and make a nifty throw across as always for out number 1.
His natural position, Josh Payno, loves throwing on the run. Another beautiful throw there across the diamond to Nick Sorelli.
Yeah, it just makes it look so easy as Kinzel Plunkett digs in. But no, Trey, talk about that a little bit as Hatakanaka, we saw him come over the top with the delivery in his first appearance. He said he'd probably go 3/4 in this next one, and he is right here as he brings it to Kinzel Plunkett. And this one's fouled away, but how hard must that be?
Impossible. I mean, you're asking a guy to change something that he's done over and over again for years, a decade plus, potentially, and to do that at the college level, to have to face hitters of this caliber, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, and if he can somehow pull it off, he'll be hard to hit. 0-1 pitch to Plunkett. Swung on and hit out to left pretty deep. Sunseri back, still going at the wall. He's not going to get it. It's going to one-hop the fence. Around first and on his way to second is Kinzel Plunkett. He's going to stop there with a 1-out double.
That was a fly ball that just kept drifting on him. Sunseri saw it the whole time, had a long run, unable to get there, recovers as well as he can and gets that one in. But at this point, if you're the Chinooks, you're still down just 3 runs in this game. You're now up in the hit category. Things are starting to come together. This game is certainly not over.
Yeah, they continue to battle as Patty McCormick digs in. Plunkett on second following the 1-out double. Yeah, this is an excellent opportunity, though, for Hatakanaka to try to work those 2 different arm angles. And as I said, if he can somehow get command, it would be very difficult to hit, you would think, if he can just switch in between at bats. As he brings this one a little bit more over the top to McCormick for strike number 1.
Yeah, Hatakanaka to the victim of productive offense for Mat-Su. They Had another long inning offensively. Put up a 2 spot. He had to wait. Got to shake the rust off here.
Tall lefty comes set and brings the 0-1, which skips up there and hit Patty McCormick after it skipped. Of course, that's still a hit batter. That will be the 4th of the game, and McCormick down to first.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world there for the Miners to hit the batter. I know that sounds very odd, but the base runner, Kinsel Plunkett, took off for third. He probably would have had it.
Yeah, that pitch was very wild, bounced up probably 4 feet in front of the plate, and had it gone by and not hit McCormick, would have been looking at a runner on third and 1 out. McCormick still would have been up there with a favorable count. But as it stands, it's runners on first and second. Will Kelly the batter, and he suddenly represents the tying run. Base runners galore through the first 2.5, working on our 3rd inning now of play. As the scorebook continues to fill up.
You're going to run out of space over there, Howard.
I might. Kelly the batter. Pitch from Hatakanaka. Drops in for a called strike.
That was already the 2nd time in this game Patty McCormick had been hit. Hadn't seen too many hit batsmen by the Miners to this point in the year. 1 man with 2 now.
Pretty slider by Hatakanaka that time, left on left. He's shaking off Heidel a lot here. My Arsenal count only has 3. Looked like they went through about 5 signs there. Hatakanaka steps off and says, wait a moment, go through those again.
He's with you.
Heidel will. Now they're on the same page. 0-1. And instead, Hatakanaka steps off and looks back Plunkett at second base. If you see any white fuzzy things flying in front of the camera, that's actually some cotton, tons of cottonwood trees up here in Alaska, and a bit of a cotton problem almost. There's a lot of it that flies around this time of the year. 0-1 to Kelly downstairs.
That's how it's looked at here, Howie, is 24 different species of cottonwood in the state.
Yeah.
It apparently grows throughout the summer as well.
Yeah, it's interesting with a chain link fence in front of us. Some of it floats in here, try to catch it and kind of whisk it away. A little bit of a distraction. 1-1 coming to Kelly with 2 on and 1 out. And that one hit him. 3rd hit batter in the game. No,
I think that's number 4.
says Connor Lindsay.
Unreal. The rate that we're seeing.
Yeah,
hit
but
batsmen, walks.
no, but Lindsay's going to say no. I guess he's saying it hit the bat, or maybe that Kelly didn't get out of the way. We can try to read lips here. They're right in front of us.
Wow. You know, if we had a replay machine right now, could use it one time a game, this would be it. I don't think that one, there's any question there. I mean, his elbow was out there. Maybe they're saying he leaned a bit, but.
Yeah, what's so interesting about this one is Lindsay has met with Ryan Gill, his field umpire, a couple times to try to get a call right. This time he says, no, I know what that hit, or he knows that Kelly didn't try to get out of the way. Nonetheless, a break for Matsu. It's not going to be bases loaded. Kelly has to dig back in.
Wow.
I'm assuming they're going to call. It's a strike either way, no matter what Lindsay deemed. Pitch to Kelly. Drops in for strike 2. Yeah, very interesting. So the Chinooks have been hit twice. The Miners have been hit twice. As that was interesting, Ryan Gill was saying, was almost like pointing at his elbow.
I mean, maybe the knob?
Yeah.
I just don't understand where that would have hit to allow the batter to stay in the box.
Hard to say. Nonetheless, Kelly faces a 2-2 count apparently. Pitch. Chopped foul. Kelly is not going to be happy if he's retired here. His head coach, John Groth, was already animated. The few words that I could read out of the mouth of him, he said, "You missed that."
Yeah.
To Connor Lindsay.
And Connor Lindsay does such a great job, too. You know, this is why it's so confusing. I don't think, you know, I believe him. I think something probably did happen. I just can't figure out exactly what it was.
2-2. Swung on, grounded to second. Might be 2. Rose has that. Flips to second for 1. The return to first.
Clockwork.
And not a double play, as apparently Josh Pano was off the second base bag. This time the call made by Ryan Gill. And now Tyler LeBrun's not going to be happy. At least the return to first has to be out, you would think. What do we have this time?
Wow.
I think the call, yeah. So it's going to be, Kelly's going to be retired. He's going to be retired 4-6-3 for out number 2. McCormick's going to be safe at second. Somehow Pano didn't get his foot on that bag, according to Ryan Gill. Very interesting.
Yeah, some controversy here in Chugiak. Going both ways, at least. But certainly nothing clean in this game so far.
So both runners advance on a fielder's choice. Plunkett to third. McCormick to second. 2-men in scoring position for Alexander Saunier, who hits for the third time in his mini innings. He's doubled and scored a run. He's also struck out. 2 outs here, 7-4 game after a couple of strange plays involving Will Kelly. As it's just so difficult for me to imagine Pano missing the bag. I mean, we talked about how much they work on fielding. They work on double play turns all the time, as they tried to turn their 6th up the middle, did Rose and Pano. Pitch to Saunier. He went around, says Connor Lindsay at home plate. Can't remember the last time I've seen that. Kelly retired at first on a 4-6-3, but it's not a double play.
Yeah, I just want to get everybody in the stat sheet there.
I guess so.
Taking care of the infield.
Oh, 1. Outside ball 1. What a crazy first 3 innings here.
Yeah, no kidding.
We've seen 11 runs, 12 total hits, and a ton of walks, 4 hit batters. 1-1 to Saunier. Swung on and hit high in the air out to left center field. Long run for Young and Sunseri. And it's going to be the left fielder, Casey Sunseri, who takes over and makes the catch in the gap. So, a weird bottom of the 3rd inning. The Chinooks don't score. We're off to the 4th. Miners hold on to a 7-4 lead.
2 men left on base. The score of the Miners 7, the Chinooks 4 tonight's game. Brought to you by Hebrews Christian Cafe at 490 Connect Goose Bay Road.
Back here at Lee Jordan Field, top of the 4th inning, and a ton of runs thus far. Miners lead it 7-4, and to take over this crazy action, it's Trey Yannity.
Howie, I was feeling for you over there, man. 3 hours was going to be your pace for 6 innings. You did a beautiful job with 3. I hope your vocal cords are doing all right. Rest them up a little bit here for me at least. As the Miners come to bat, a 3-run lead, 7-4. Josh Pano, The shortstop will step in to lead it off here in the top of the 4th inning. Been a crazy one. Close to 15 free bases in this game. And a new pitcher, Calvin Johnson, on the mound for Chugiak. We're going to have an appeal down to first base on the first pitch. Pano called safe, and it'll be 1-0. Johnson, a very fun story. We talked about it the other night as we got to see his first appearance of the year. His 1-0 is going to miss away. Now, 2-0 the count. A broadcaster, part of the guild here, Howie. Our counterpart on the other side, but also a pitcher. And they will take advantage when they can. The 2-0. Swung on and roped out to left field. A leaping effort by the shortstop, Patty McCormick. Not enough as it bounces down for a base hit. And another leadoff base runner in Josh Pano for the Miners.
Yeah, that's 4 for 4 for Matsu in terms of getting their leadoff man to reach base. As we did get a chance to see Calvin Johnson the other night in that rain-shortened game at Herman Brothers Field. And, hey, he looked pretty good. An inning and 2/3, walked 2, struck out 1. He spun a curveball in first pitch, and I said, wait a moment.
As Brandon Heidel squares around a bunt, this one's going to get away from Young. Pano will advance to second with ease.
Yeah, I said, wait a moment. He said he doesn't throw anything. That looked like a pretty wicked curveball by Calvin Johnson. So I got a chance to talk to him about that, and he said, yeah, it was the best one I threw all night, as he knew a fastball was coming down, and then catcher threw down a 3, and he went, uh-oh. And he spun in a pretty bender for strike 1. So it's fastball curveball for Calvin Johnson, unless he tries to break something else out.
Going from the stretch now, the 1-0 is a fastball there. That one registers for a strike, and Johnson knows his game. He's not trying to overextend himself. He's not trying to come out here and throw flames and strike guys out left and right. He wants to get outs. He wants to keep his team in the game. He told us he was kind of thought of as the road pickup guy, as the 1-1 is going to be called strike 2. Might have been a changeup there. Maybe expanding the arsenal as we get into the season. Nonetheless, it is 1-2. But happy for Calvin that he is getting to make an appearance here at Lee Jordan.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gets to broadcast in his own game. How about that?
The 1-2 swung on and hit out to second. Sliding to his left is Kensel Plunkett, and a wild throw, diving play, not enough. The first baseman, Jack Lawrence, on a full extension sprawl, unable to stay on the bag, and an error will allow Brandon Heidel to reach base. Pano will advance to third during the chaos, and now the Miners in business here. Runners on the corners, still nobody out.
Yeah, I can see the complaint by Jack Lawrence. We had actually a better view than field umpire Ryan Gill, as Jack actually picked up that ball after dropping it, and his foot was still in the bag and plenty of time. Heidel should have been called out, but from Gill's angle, he couldn't see that Lawrence had picked it up with a bare hand. So a break for Matsu, error on the second baseman Plunkett, and another scoring chance, this time for Jacob Steele.
The first pitch to Steele, scooped up by Austin Young, the catcher. Nice backhand stab there on the fastball in the dirt. Would have been a run. Instead, the runners remain where they are, and a 1-0 count. Johnson a bit wild. Expected. He's got to knock off the cobwebs himself. The 1-0, high and inside, almost hit him. Fastball. Steele leans out, and it is 2-0. I was expecting to get in here to this play-by-play chair, Howie, in a close game that had gone by fast. Was used to it in this ballpark after round 1. This game a different pace. Jacob Steele trying to break it open. The 2-0 swung on, popped up. Foul territory. It will drift into the seats, and it will make it 2-1. Two errors now in the game for the home Chinooks. Even in the hit column, it's 6 apiece. From the stretch with runners on the corners, the 2-1 in the dirt again by Young, and that'll make it 3-1. Jacob Steele already an RBI in this. Steele frustrated. Couldn't take advantage of the high fastball. That will run the count full at 3-2. Lawrence and Heidel having a nice conversation down there, exchanging some laughs. But Lawrence trying to get the best of Heidel as a pickoff attempt over to that bag. Not in time. Johnson the righty. Now the 3-2. In the dirt, this one's going to get away from Young. Pano charges the plate. He will stand up and score, and a walk for Jacob Steele. Will put runners on first and second. Another run in. The lead expands and doubles the run total of the opponent, Chugiak, now 8-4. Miners. Three balls in the dirt. And that at bat. Now back to the top of the lineup here, Casey Sinceri, the left fielder. Swings at the first pitch, chops it down the line, a foul ball.
Trey, I've seen a lot of baseball in my day. I could not tell you the last time that I've seen the leadoff man up for the fourth time, only in the fourth inning.
I saw you tabulating some stats over there. I know you got some heaters coming. That is a very interesting one, Howie. It's just the top of the fourth. The 0-1. Off speed and a called strike. That one drops in there. Now 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2 on the left field. And at bat in as many innings.
Yeah, 10 walks for the Chinooks. They've also hit us twice.
0-2 in the dirt, check swing. The pitcher appeals Johnson. He is granted that appeal. But Sinceri will stay in the box as that one is called a ball. Sinceri did not go. And it'll be 1-2. Johnson sets, now the pitch. Clips it into the mitt. That is going to be a strikeout. Johnson's first of the night. And a big out with two runners on. Now to make it one away for the lefty Blake Avila.
The Miners, number 19, Blake Avila.
Avila with an excellent start to this game. He had an RBI single back in the first inning. Walked in the second and drove in a run with the triple to make it back in the third. He now bats with runners on first and second, one away. The first pitch almost hits him. This one's going to get away from Young. Both runners will advance. And that'll put two in scoring position now for the power-hitting lefty.
Yeah, the emergency pitcher, Calvin Johnson, our good friend, broadcast colleague, just not having as good of a time in this one as he did on his opening appearance. It was very fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to call. But he is struggling a lot more here in this one.
Does have a strikeout, but you're right, Howie. He has not had the same control, the same command. And if you missed our game the other night, Johnson, not a regular pitcher. Hadn't pitched since high school. The 1-0. Swung on and driven high and deep in the air to right field. Thought it had a little bit more on it than it did, but it is caught. And a runner will tag up and score. Heidel is in. As Jacob Steele will tag up as well. He takes third base. As the Miners now lead it by 5, 9-4. Blake Avila will pick up his fourth run batted in of the game.
Nick Sorelli.
And the Miners will still have one 90 feet away now. 2 outs for Nick Sorelli.
Yeah, Trey, we were worried about our golf round with Avila messing him up. I think he's just fine. He should play more golf with us. 4 RBIs in this one.
Might have made him even better. The 1-0. Excuse me, the 0-0. Fastball inside, Sorelli. Ducks out of the way.
And, I mean, we keep joking about Sorelli's walk pace, but it hasn't let up yet. He's got 2 more in this one. How many games until it just becomes a reality for Nick Sorelli?
That 1-0 is going to miss high and away. Now 2-0. That ball taking Young towards the third base bag. He gives it a look.
Of course, this pace just has to be unsustainable. But in all seriousness, Sorelli has a chance to rack up 50, maybe 60 walks this year.
The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Wanted to deposit that ball back into the parking lot as this is an unusual situation to be in. As a broadcaster pitcher, the 3-1 swung on and roped to the right side, but it is a foul ball. That will run the count full now, 3-2.
So when Calvin Johnson exits the game and comes back to the booth, is he allowed to comment on himself? It must be hard to be objective, right? He comes and says, guys, felt really good out there. Just some tough luck, really, for me.
Yeah, or Gomanes, maybe not Haynes. Yeah, the Johnson kid, though. I mean, he was.
I mean, he's in the running for best pitcher of the night so far for the Chinooks.
3-2, swung on a driven high and deep down the right field line. It will be another foul ball. And don't speak too soon here.
He's located better. Arcomanes had 5 walks, hit 2. Haynes had 4 walks so far. Only 1 walk for Johnson. He's allowed a couple of runs. Both of them unearned, it appears.
This 3-2 again popped up. Another foul ball. Will it drift into the seats? It will.
As Brandon Heidel reached on the air, his run is unearned.
Runner on third base. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. The Miners already 2 runs in. They lead at 9-4. Nick Sorelli trying to make it even more than that. The 3-2 in the dirt. And he will walk yet again.
That's 3 3-walk games for Nick Sorelli. We're in game 6.
Batting for the Miners, number 17.
I joke, Howie. I typically don't read too far into the pace of what somebody is going to do, but the more walks we see, the more I believe these numbers you're telling me. Alex Vergara, now the right fielder. The first pitch. Young steps out, gives his infield some signs. To second, the easy out there for number 3. As the Miners tack on 2 more, they now lead it 9-5. Here in Chugiak, don't go anywhere. This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by YouTube.
Tonight's game brought to you by Hebrews Cafe, the Christian-owned family-owned small business in the heart of Wasilla at 490 Nick Goose Bay Road. They are a proud sponsor of tonight's Chinooks Miners matchup. Taking out your red card, your red.
This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by YouTube and Alaska Airlines as we get set now for the bottom of the 4th inning. The Miners have opened up their lead, 9-4, over the Chugiak Chinooks, as we see Liam Hatakanaka remain in the ball game. He delivers a strike. Hatakanaka out for his 3rd inning of work now. Justin Greck will swing and miss at the 0-1, now 0-2. A walk and a strikeout in this game for the center fielder. Nobody on. It's the stretch for Hatakanaka, the 0-2. In the dirt. Nice block up there by Heidel. That'll make it 1-2. On the hitter, Greg.
Yeah.
That ball fouled off. We'll do the 1-2 again. Hadakanaka, high leverage guy.
Interesting to see Grech. Looks like the top 2, maybe 3 buttons unbuttoned for him.
Putting some finesse, as they call it, on the uniform. Swings at this one, and he's going to swing and miss. A strikeout for Liam Hadakanaka to get us started here in the bottom of the 4th. A nasty curveball on the outside corner. Maybe call it a slider. It's enough for out number 1.
Batting for your Chinooks now, number 15, the third baseman, Ryan Matheson.
Ryan Matheson steps in now. Grounded into a double play back in the 1st. As he will take a strike. Drew a walk in the 4th inning. Excuse me, in the 2nd inning. Probably felt like the 4th at that point.
Yeah, picked himself up an RBI, one of those bases loaded walks.
The 0-1. In the dirt. Now 1-1.
But Trey, you mentioned he bounced into that double play in the 1st. How about the defense for the Miners?
It has been nearly impeccable as a check swing on the 1-1. Did he go? He did not. Let's take a closer look at that defense, Howie.
Yeah, absolutely. So 5 double plays make it 6 with the one bounced into by Ryan Matheson and a fielding percentage coming into this game of .968. Excellent defense for the Miners.
That one's going to be called strike 2 now. 2-1 the count.
And not too shabby either, as they have no errors in this one. More double plays than errors on the season. 6 double plays, only 4 errors for the Miners.
The 2-2. Check swing, another appeal, and another safe call. It'll run full 3-2. Impeccable defense on this team, Howie, and that's what wins games, isn't it?
And yeah, and that's without mentioning the man behind the plate right now, Brandon Heidel. He's got a cannon. We saw him right here without even ever getting out of his crouch.
The 3-2. Swung on, driven in the air to right field. It's going to be a long run for Carter Young in center. This ball is drifting, and
no lead is safe.
Not at all. Already 14 runs between the two teams. And we'll cut it back to 4. Maddox Ryan, the designated hitter now. The first pitch, swung on, hit right back to Hadakanaka. He fields it cleanly, jogs it on over to first base. And the flip to Sorelli will be enough for out number 1.
Hadakanaka being asked to eat several innings here, as there's nobody up down the right field line just yet. There's some stretching going on down there by Andrew Tillery, so might get our first look at him on the year. But Hadakanaka really trying to be good here in middle relief in a game that has seen a ton of base runners and try to eat some innings for the Miners.
Now just 2 home runs hit against the Miners in this young season, both here at Lee Jordan Field. And now the recipient of the first one, Jack Lawrence, steps in. He has a double and a strikeout in this game. He takes a ball to start. Hadakanaka remains in the stretch. The 1-0 swung on, fouled off, out of play. It'll be 1-1. Swing and a miss on the 1-1, a slider there. That'll make it 1-2. Pulls the string on Lawrence here again. And as we see Hadakanaka work through this game, I think these kind of opportunities are important, Howie. You don't get to remain in a game after innings like this quite often, and to get this experience could be very meaningful. That one's in the dirt. As they're going to say it hit him. Another hit batsman in this game. Another free base. This one coming with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, excuse me.
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 22, the catcher, Austin Young.
Austin Young now will step in. Hadakanaka has allowed a home run in this inning. He needs just 1 out to move on. First pitch, a fastball misses high. I'll make it 1-0. Looks back, the runner now delivers. Swung on and roped into the right center field gap, but Young makes a nice run on it and is over in time to make the catch for out number 3. Liam Hadakanaka allows a home run here in the bottom of the 4th, but that is all. As the Miners lead it 9-5, we head to the 5th inning. You are watching Mat-Su Miners Baseball, presented to you by YouTube.
In the valley at 490 Commit Gooseberry Road in the heart of North.
Bottom of the 5th. Top of it, rather, as the Miners come to bat here in a 9-5 game. They have led throughout it. It has been a roller coaster ride if you're just joining us here. They will try to add on to this lead. Carter Young. It looks like we have a substitution, as the first pitch from Calvin Johnson will be a called strike. Cade Manning, one of the newcomers, into the game now. He hits from the left side and is set to face the 0-1. Is going to lay off of that now, 1-1. Starting to see the substitutions pour on in. I wonder if we see a direct center field substitution as well, as the 1-1 is swung on and roped into right field. Welcome to Alaska, Cade Manning. He has a base hit in his first at bat.
Yeah, Manning wastes no time as he's off and running with a leadoff hit.
Batting for the Miners, number 16, Nathan Rose.
Cleanly hit through the right side. It'll put a runner on first base. Nobody out for the second baseman, Nate Rose. He has walked, been hit by a pitch, and grounded out in the 3rd inning, as he's going to see a curveball in the dirt. Checks his swing there on another off-speed pitch inside. He lays off now 2-0.
Yeah, I like the move by head coach Howard LeBrun. Some of these newer guys that are just in the recent days, get them in there, see what they can do in this game.
Swing and a miss on the 2-0. Love the strategy, and I love the ability to do this in summer baseball.
Cade Manning, Texas State University.
The 2-1. It's a called strike on the inner half. It'll be 2-2.
Originally from Southlake, Texas, where he went to Southlake Carroll High School. Got in about 9 games this year. And he's on first right now following a leadoff hit.
The 2-2 is inside now, 3-2 the count.
Might also get a chance to have our first look at Trey Triolo at some point today. University of the Incarnate Word.
As that 3-2 is going to miss slow, it'll put runners on first and second. Nathan Rose draws the walk, his second of the ball game. And now with nobody out, Josh Pano will step in. He is 1 for 2 on the ball game, drawing a walk himself.
I think everybody's drawing a walk if you're just joining us. The Miners have 11 of them in the 5th inning.
Calvin Johnson, half pitcher, half broadcaster, trying to work out of a jam as that one skipped in the dirt. Another nice block up there by Austin Young to keep the runners at first and second. It'll register as a ball, now 1-0 on Pano. You might be right, Howie. I mean, it very well might be every single hitter in this game. Try to tally it up here.
Looks like we still have a couple without walks as that one drops in for a called strike. Since Sari has not walked, Vergara yet to draw the free pass, and that's it. Everybody else has at least 1 walk in the starting 9 for Mat-Su. Carter Young had 3 of them before being replaced by Cade Manning to start this inning.
The 1-1 swung on, fouled into the net. See, Howie, that one would have taken your head off for the first time.
Yeah, that one coming right at me this time. Chain link fence, pretty sturdy, and rattles the camera some more. We will try to adjust that maybe in between this half inning. It's a little bit off course at the moment.
Uh-oh. It has taken its beating throughout this game. Remains sturdy for us. And now the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. 2-2. You can see Johnson up there really working through his pitches, trying to figure it out as he continues to get used to throwing from the mound.
Yeah, Johnson, like Hatakanaka, trying to labor through some middle innings and provide his team with some long relief.
2-2, swung on a rope down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It does. Inside the line, it will roll to the corner. The wave around coming now. 1 run is in. Nathan Rose will attempt to score as well. Throw to the plate. Rose slides in safely. And a 2-run double for Josh Pano will open this game up even further. 11-5. The Miners extend their lead.
Batting for the Miners, number 7, Brendan Heidel.
A fine piece of hitting by Josh Pano.
Yeah, give him RBIs number 2 and 3 on the season and in the game. Had himself an excellent night. 2 for 3.
And 11 runs now. First double-digit effort of the season. Brandon Heidel swings at the first pitch. Rolls it out to short. McCormick throws to third, and it is in time. Quick decision, and a good one for the shortstop to record the out there. It is the first of the inning. Heidel safe at the first base bag. Now the 9-hole hitter, Jacob Steele, will step in, try to keep this thing going.
At the plate for the Miners, number 11, Jacob Steele.
So Pano retired 6-5.
First pitch to Steele is going to miss. 1-0. Yeah, some weird scorings in this game. Howie, we've seen 4-6-3 to get 1 out. A 6-5 put out. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped, back out that way. McCormick with it off the glove. Everyone's going to be safe. A third error in this game has been charged to the Chinooks. And it'll put runners on first and second. Now back to the top of the lineup. Casey Sinceri, his 5th at bat of the game.
Yeah, E6 this time. Sinceri reached on an error on Grech in the first inning, as he is trying to extend his 5-game hitting streak. Struck out in his last 2 times to the plate.
The first pitch. Thought about it? It's up and in, and it is a ball. McCormick with an excellent defensive play to get it put out at third. And forces the error. The 1-0. Swung on, hit right back up the middle. This one's going to get into center field. Heidel gets the wave. He is going to round it. He is going to come in to score. as Casey Sinceri will pick up a run batted in and extend this Miners lead now 12-5 as they keep it rolling here in the 5th.
Starting for the Miners, number 19, Blake
Yeah,
Avila.
Sinceri quickly took care of his hit streak that was modestly on the line here in the 5th inning. Wastes no time collecting an RBI.
And now Blake Avila, the designated hitter with 5 of his own. I'll make that 4, but still very impressive for Avila to this point. He takes the ball to start.
Yeah, 7 total for Avila. He also had a 3-run homer in his first contest and a perfect afternoon working. Single, triple, walk, and a sacrifice fly.
He's got runners on first and second, 1 away, and a 1-0 count. Plays off that one. It'll be 2-0. And you get to this part of the lineup, really nowhere to go. A base open. You face Blake Avila, a power-hitting lefty, and, well, on deck, just another one in Nick Sorelli.
Somebody else with a perfect afternoon.
The 2-0 in the dirt. Blocked up again there. 3-0 now.
Something tells me this part of the lineup that we're witnessing right now, Avila 2, Sorelli 3, isn't going to change much this summer.
No, I'm right there with you. Been a brilliant day for everyone in this Miners lineup as time is going to be called.
And it looks like a change is going to be made here by John Groth, perhaps. Thought he already made the point.
As you see Lindsay, the home plate umpire, head out there immediately. A little bit confusing. Call to the bullpen. Abrupt, if nothing else here. Maybe it was Johnson who had signaled for it.
Yeah, and he's pointing at his elbow, running his left hand up and down it, and that is never a good sign. So we hope our friend and broadcast colleague Calvin Johnson didn't do anything to seriously hurt himself in this appearance. And, I mean, that would just be a shame. I mean, you have a kid here, hasn't pitched since high school. He's trying to help out a summer team in the Chinooks. And, I mean, the last thing you want is for a guy like that, of course anybody, but just would be a really unfortunate story if Johnson just did something serious to his right elbow, so we hope that's not the case.
You're exactly right, Howie. I mean, that would truly be heartbreaking for a guy that is not a pitcher, did not necessarily come here to play baseball this summer, and I don't want to make any judgments. I don't want to judge any decisions that were made, but you keep him out there after long breaks. I'm not going to say injuries always happen, but the probability certainly goes up for a guy that is not a true pitcher. Anybody.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Trey. And as you said, there's no reason to pass off any judgment or on any decisions that were made. It's just an unfortunate situation, maybe a position that Johnson shouldn't have been in. But Johnson would be the first to tell you he wanted to be out there. He's a competitor. It's fun. And in all seriousness, hopefully his elbow or anything is not seriously hurt, but you could see him pointing and an abrupt pull from the game on after firing a pitch to Blake Avila in the middle of an at-bat. So best wishes to our friends Calvin Johnson, as we'll see if he comes back over and heads back into the booth to our left. Maybe he can let the viewers know of the Chinooks broadcast how his arm is feeling.
Yeah, frustrating moment there. Difficult one to watch. But the Miners will look to continue. And it will remain Blake Avila in a 3-0 count. James Arend into the game now. He will replace Calvin Johnson out of Corbin University in Salem, Oregon. And, well, for the Miners, Howie, this one a bit more personal.
Yeah, certainly a former Miner in James Arend. Spent last season in Palmer. He's now with a different team in the Alaska Baseball League, of course, the Chugiak Chinooks. Pretty good numbers for Arend last season in Palmer. A 5.30 ERA, went 2-1 over 7 appearances, made a couple of starts. 12 runs, allowed 4 homers, 12 walks, and 17 strikeouts. So it's James Arend, fourth man called upon by John Groth. Who knows how many more will have to come out, and he's in the middle of a rotten count against Blake Avila.
Yeah, 3-0 the count to the lefty. Arend, a native as well, originally from Wasilla, Alaska, just down the road. The 3-0. Fastball called strike. Gotta wonder how difficult it is for Miners hitters, especially one in the middle of their at-bat as Avila was, to face a guy that's not a true pitcher. Now back to a true college pitcher here. The 3-1 is going to miss away. Another walk. As Avila draws it, his second of the game. That'll load the bases with 1 away for the power-hitting lefty, Nick Sorelli.
Yeah, and an interesting scoring note for those of you following along or those of you interested in the practice. Since James Arend came in, basically the rule is if the count was not in his favor, basically a walk would be charged to the previous pitcher, which in this case would be Calvin Johnson. So Avila Johnson's responsibility on first base.
The first pitch is in the dirt. Tried the fastball again there. Misses low. Glad you're here for many reasons, Howie, but keep me in check with some of these rules. If nothing else, they get rather confusing as the 1-0 swung on and rifled to the right side, but a foul ball. It'll be 1-1.
So officially at the moment for Calvin Johnson, with the primary concern, his overall health, he is an inning and a third, 4 hits, 4 walks, a strikeout. He's already allowed 5 runs, and everybody on the bases right now, his responsibility.
The 1-1. Off speed, in the dirt again. How to make it 2-1. A pretty pitch that time, just didn't have the location.
Yeah, it looked good on Sunday afternoon, but missed a bit low. Get that pitch up, he can buckle some knees.
The 2-1 is going to miss high and away. Now 3-1. This would start to get spooky, Howie, if we saw a 4th walk in this game for Nick Sorelli.
Sorelli, he's just trying to keep on adding on. I jokingly looked at him coming out of the parking lot. First, we'll see what happens on the 3-1.
The 3-1 is called strike 2.
I said, hey, man, are you trying to, break the record for collegiate walks? He said, I hope so. And we had a laugh about it, so he doesn't care. He's going to keep taking them.
He
might
just
as well.
might break it. I mean, looking for his 4th in this game or a big hit. The 3-2 is going to miss away, and that is a 4th walk. And it will mean another run for the Miners. A 2nd run walked in by the Chinooks in this game. Jacob Steele will cross it. He will make it 13-5. And now Alex Vergara will try to keep the line moving.
It's the 2nd time Sorelli has walked home a run. He has 2 RBIs via his 14 base on balls.
14. Unbelievable.
This is game 6.
Bases remain loaded. The first pitch to Vergara is a fastball missing inside, 1-0.
And 5 officially, as we've yet to finish the one against the Bucks. That'll happen on June 20th. Of course, we'll have a doubleheader, and we'll be on YouTube. We'll let you know the start time when we figure it out. Typically, it is 7 o'clock, but of course, it's Sunday afternoon game here.
1-0, swung on, shot down the third baseline on the ground. It is a foul ball. No one misses again there. Now 3-0 the count. Definitely some confusing substitutions here as Sorelli was able to remain at the plate. That one's a called strike from Tillery now. 3-1. As I guess we'll figure it out as the game goes on. That one fouled out of play. It'll be 3-2 now.
Andrew Tillery, originally from Midland, Georgia, where he went to Glenwood High School. You heard somebody right before he made his first pitch to Kenzel Plunkett say, "Come on, Georgia."
I love it. Out of Glenwood High School, the 3-2. That's going to be called strike 3. Heidel up quickly as the fastball lands. And the second out of the inning, Tillery working quickly here in the bottom of the 5th.
Takes over for Liam Hatakanaka, who did an excellent job eating up some middle innings for the Miners in a blowout game. 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. Hit a couple batters, struck out a couple batters. Not bad for Liam.
As McCormick absolutely frozen on that fastball, it'll turn over to Will Kelly, the 9-hole hitter. He looks at a strike on the outside corner. Now 0-1. From the windup, Tillery. The big righty in the dirt. 1-1. That one is swung on and missed. Another fastball dotting that outside corner. It'll make it 1-2. Really hear the mid pop on that one. Righty on lefty, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A perfect inning for Andrew Tillery. A ground out and 2 strikeouts as the Miners lead it 14-5. We head to the 6th inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented to you on YouTube.
The Miners 14, the Chinooks 5. Tonight's game brought to you by Hebrews Christian Cafe at 490 Connect Goose Bay Road, a proud sponsor of Chinook Baseball.
All kinds of madness unfolding here at Lee Jordan Field as far as substitutions go. Patty McCormick, the starting shortstop today, now on the mound to take over here in the top of the 6th. As we have a new shortstop in this game. Alec Beeman is substituted in. As the Miners will send Josh Pano to bat to start out the 6th inning. He had an at-bat in the 5th, had a double that drove in 2 runs. 14-5 Miners if you're just joining us. It has been a wild afternoon of baseball, and the first pitch is sent into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Josh Pano keeps his hot day rolling as he now has 3 hits. Make it 4 hits. Now 3 hits, rather, in this game. Trust your gut there, Howie. And a walk to go along with it. An excellent day for the shortstop.
Yeah, it's tough to keep up, Trey, with all of this madness going on. Ton of substitutions, and why not? Crazy game.
We're having to draw new boxes on the score sheets. Brandon Heidel, the catcher, as that one a looper.
A little bit of an ephus pitch there from McCormick.
Untraditional. Probably looked like a beach ball to Heidel, but he is wise and lays off as it lands about 3 feet in front of home plate.
Yes, the Chinooks are really now trying to save some arms with their shortstop McCormick in. Trey mentioned that Alec Beeman takes over at the shortstop position. And I think what we had on our end versus the 2-0 pitch to Brandon Heidel.
The sidearm. I love to see it from McCormick. That one misses away. It'll be 3-0.
I think we got it figured out. Cade Manning pitch hit for Carter Young last inning, and he substituted in for him. And then we had Troy Triolo, as that 3-0 drops in for a strike. Sub in for Nick Sorelli, And what happened was Triolo went out. He's now playing center. Manning takes over for Sorelli at first.
3-1. Swing and a miss as he pulls the string on him.
So in theory, we should see Triolo bat when we get back to the top and the 3-hole. Best guess at the moment.
We'll see what we got. The 3-2. Swung on, pops it out of play. Summer collegiate baseball opens the door to these kinds of situations. You have guys moving all over the place, and in a game like this that is separated by 9 runs, you see the most exaggerated version of it.
Hey, I'm just glad that Andrew Tillery got us through our first clean inning of the night.
The 3-2 swung on and roped to the left side, a foul ball. I'm with you.
How good did he look? Ground out to first and then back-to-back strikeouts. He said, I don't know what you guys are taking so long for to get 3 outs. It's not that hard, fellas.
It just looks so different compared to what we've seen throughout the game.
Yeah,
Electricity in the hand of Tillery. The 3-2 again. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout. The fist pump for Patty McCormick as he records his first out. Fights back from a 3-0 count. And now Jacob Steele, the loose play and third baseman. Always having fun with it. Looking to keep this inning going. He's got a runner on first base. Now 1 out. First pitch is going to miss away.
Also a new first baseman for the Chinooks. That's Ty Beck in for Jack Lawrence.
Now when's a called strike? We'll call it a fastball. It's 1-1. McCormick, the captain of the infield, throws another eephus, and Steele is going to take advantage. Hits it down the left field line into the corner. Pano chugging. He is going to get the wave around third. He is going to come in to score. It's a play at the plate, not in time. Might have jumped the gun there, Howie. A nice throw in from Alexander Saunier. But it's another run for the Miners. They lead it by 10. Jacob Steele, the RBI double on the eephus.
Yeah, that was an excellent relay by the Chinooks defense, and they almost nabbed Josh Pano, but he was in with a good slide. So 2 RBIs for Steele in the game now.
A 10-run lead here in the 6th to the top of the order. Casey Sinceri swings to the first pitch, punches it through the right side. Steele will get held up at third. Another base hit for the Miners. And runners on the corner, still just 1 away in the inning.
Yeah, I think that John Groth might have jumped this thing a little bit early with the position players. I mean, I know you're about to go on a stretch of 8 straight games without an off day. But we might be here for a while if Patty McCormick pitches the rest of this game. We're only in the 6th. And we're 6th time through the order. Incredible.
Blake Avila steps in now. He swings at the first pitch, and he lost the bat. That one slips out, heads past the dugout, and it will go as a strike. Getting a little wacky here, Howie. Big smile across his face as he retrieves his wand.
It's been getting a little wacky here for a while. I guess we need to not start games in the afternoon, apparently. It's all Miners, though. 20 combined runs. We're only in the 6th.
And the 0-1 to Avila. That one's going to hit him. Right off the bottom. That's the dangers of throwing from the arm slots that you see from the pitcher there. It will load the bases.
I don't think that one hurt Avila too much. Probably in at about 60 miles an hour or so.
Looked like he almost kind of stuck his body there. Had to wait on it for a second.
As look at that, Trey. I'm not known to usually be right, but this time I am. It is Troy Triolo, and the defense was correct for the Miners in the 5th inning.
Trey Triolo in his first at-bat as a Miner is going to swing at the first pitch, and he is going to miss. That went in the dirt. Saw it like a beach ball. Wanted to get the party started here for himself. Wanted to keep it going for the Miners. As he is down 0-1. The bases loaded. 1 out. In the top of the 6th. The pitch swung on and fouled off. His eyes got rather large there. It'll be 0-2.
How often have we seen the bases loaded for the Miners?
Quite often today. They've done it in many different ways. The 0-2, and Ephus, he swings at it. A diving effort by the pitcher McCormick. It's picked up by the shortstop, bobbled around at second base, and another run is going to come home. All kinds of calamity. Here at Lee Jordan Field, that ball hit right back up the middle. Not too hard. Not much power created on the Ephus. A diving effort by the pitcher McCormick. The shortstop, the new one, Alex Beeman, had trouble fielding it, had trouble tossing it. His counterpart Plunkett had trouble collecting it. Everyone is safe. There's still one out, and it is 16-5 Miners. Another Ephus, another swing, and this ball is driven high in the air to left field. It will stay in the park. Saunier will make the catch. That is out number 2. No tag by the runner, Sinceri.
Yeah, Miners trying to put on the brakes a little bit with everything that's going on.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number
So I'm going to assume an error is going to be charged to the shortstop Beeman, the new one, on the scoring of Jacob Steele from third base, the 16th run of the afternoon.
I think that is correct. And now Cade Manning in his third at bat.
Cade Manning in his third at bat in the 6th inning, and he didn't start the game.
You see something different every time you come to the ballpark. Bases loaded. 1 out, 16-5 Miners. A 1-0 count to Cade Manning. Swings at this one, fouls it off. It'll be 1-1. Well, you want your repetition. This is the game to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is pretty much batting practice, as McCormick with a little bit of a different arm angle than James Dillard, but the speeds are similar.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Locates that one away. And is now 1 strike away from getting out of the 6th inning. Already 2 runs in. The base is loaded.
How long until some of these players start thinking about Denise's dinner? I know I already am.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A big smile across the face of Patty McCormick, the makeshift pitcher for this inning. He allows 2 runs. The Miners now lead at 16-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball presented to you on YouTube.
Cafe at 490.
Let's keep playing baseball here at Lee Jordan Field, Howie. We are now a ripe 3 hours into this baseball game, as the Chinooks come to bat here in the 6th. 16-5 your score. Andrew Tillery will continue in his work.
Yeah, I like it. Let's warm up a little quicker. Let's get Saunier in there, and let's see if we can make this last 3.5 innings 45 minutes.
Saunier on 0-1 is going to take another strike. Now 0-2.
I mean, truly just incredible, the numbers in this game, especially for the Miners. 16 runs, of course, they scored in every inning.
As the 0-2 is checked on, but it's going to be called strike 3. Another strikeout for Andrew Tillery. He's laughing it off. He's having a lot of fun out there, and he is having himself an appearance.
Yeah, one of the most interesting things to me about the stat sheet so far. The Miners have scored 16 runs, at least one in every inning. Trey, they've left 16 men on base out of a possible 18, and they've scored 16 times.
Unbelievable. Now, some of the numbers coming out of this game are going to be a little wacky as Justin Grech steps in, takes the ball.
They've left the bases loaded now 4 times in the game.
Is there a run rule in Alaska baseball? Is that one's a called strike?
I think they should have like a dinner bell rule, right? Like Denise rings the bell, the dinner's ready, let's hit the vans and let's get down for the team dinner after the game, which is going to be a ton of fun. Get to hang out, everybody in one setting. The Christophers, we would have Sunday Night Baseball on, but it's going to be too late as we're already 10 o'clock. I'm sure Mets Angels are getting ready to wrap up if they haven't already.
As that 2-1 is going to miss high. Would have been perfect. Pete Christopher, our general manager, big-time Mets fan.
But it's not to be. We have a shortstop pitching for the foreseeable future for the Chinooks, and no telling how many more runs for Matsu.
The 3-1 swung on and driven into left center field. That one's going to get down. It will roll all the way to the wall as a sliding effort by Sinceri knocks it down there. Justin Grech, the center fielder, with a one-out double.
And some still faithful Chugiak fans with some air horns out, giving those a honk, as they are still trying to root their Eagle River team on for a miraculous comeback.
They're faithful, but their team is down in this one. And Howie, if the Miners go on to win this game, as they look like they're in position to do so, what is in the way of this team at any point in the season? They would go to 5-0 as the first pitch is swung on a missed by Ryan Matheson.
Yeah, it is certainly difficult to ascertain what that might be. I mean, at the moment, the bats are flaming. They're not swinging at bad pitches. The defense, as we mentioned earlier, looks great. Ton of double plays, not very many errors, high fielding percentage.
As the 0-1, check swing. We'll say it was 3/4 as he is registered a strike.
They continue to get more and more of their team here. Most of it, almost all of it, maybe lacking one guy at this point. And the arms that they're getting, the bats that they're getting look just fine. Cade Manning's looked great. Andrew Tillery looks fabulous. And it's difficult to say what it would be.
The 0-2. That's called strike 3. Another dazzling fastball on the outside corner. Another strikeout. Tillery now with 2 in the inning and 4 on the afternoon.
We're yet to see the Peninsula Oilers, but we'll get our first look at them tomorrow night, 7 o'clock right here, Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube from Herman Brothers Field. They split their first 2 games of the Alaska Baseball League against the Bucks last night. 2 very well-played baseball games, 2-1 contest.
It'll be Maddox Ryan. First pitch is swung at. Popped up, right side. It's going to drift into the outfield. Long run for the right fielder, Alex Vergara. He's going to get there and make the catch for out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Now 3 looking strikeouts for Tillery on the afternoon. Another clean one for the Miners. They lead it 16-5. We head to the 7th. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented to you on YouTube.
Top of the 7th inning. 3 more to play. Trey Yanity took you through the heart of the ball game. Howie Boxley back here to take you home as that pitch clipped Nathan Rose on the way by. How about that? He's got the hat trick of hit by pitches, and luckily all of them have been elbow guard scrapers in this one.
Yeah, Rose with a magnet on him in this game as he does collect another free base. He has a walk as well.
Yeah, he's one of the few starting 9 for the Miners to not have a hit in a 16-5 contest. Josh Pano, the batter now. Patty McCormick still working as he delivers outside to Josh Pano for ball 1. Patty McCormick, a position player. They went to him last inning, and they're going to try to have him eat as many as possible here as they try to limp their way through this Sunday afternoon game, 1-0. Swung on and popped into shallow right center field. Coming on is Greg and Kelly. They can't get there as that ball drops in safely. It's a blue pit for Josh Pano. 4 of them in the game for him. And runners on first and second just like that. Right back into the soup for McCormick and the Chinooks like clockwork.
It is just insane that the at-bats in this game are nearly pacing the innings at this point. Josh Pano taking advantage of it, getting his batting average up. The numbers might be a little inflated after this one.
Yeah, Brandon Heidel, the batter now. I mean, I talked about it in the 4th inning. I can't remember the last time we've seen 4 innings and 4 times through the order. First pitch to Heidel, down and in. I know I have never in my life seen 7 innings 7 times through the order. So when that happens momentarily, it'll be a first for me.
I'm already in uncharted waters here.
Pitch to Heidel. Swung on and hit down the third baseline. That is a foul ball. I mean, truly just a magical game for the Miners bat-wise, Trey. I mean, I don't know what else there's to say about it as we stare down at the scorebooks and count everything up. It takes longer than usual. Ton of hits.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of walks. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off again. And just an excellent game offensive-wise for the Miners. I don't know what else to say.
No, they're just having fun. I mean, you see the entire team get into it. Carter Young in shorts mode now as he was substituted out of the game. This is one of those games you look back on and you kind of use it as a motivator. How can we get back to that level? Score that many runs.
Yeah, and you know Pete Christopher's going to be grinning ear to ear at the family dinner. 0-2. Swung on and poked to first. That is Ty Beck, who's in for Jack Lawrence. And he steps on the bag for out number 1. Productive out for Brandon Heidel. Advances the runners.
This one's starting to turn into what feels like a backyard baseball game.
Jacob Steele, the batter. Yeah, bench almost emptied for Tyler LeBrun as far as position players wise. Steven Lancia still has the potential to come into this game. Don't want to mess up his 5-game hit streak, though, if you put him in this late.
Hey, this might be the pitcher to take advantage of.
Pitch to Jacob Steele is a good one for Patty McCormick, and he's done a good job. I mean, this is not easy. You're a position player. Your team's getting blown out. And to come in and throw a relatively good amount of strikes, especially compared to what we've seen, good stuff from Patty. 0-1, drops in at the knees, 0-2.
How do you feel about putting a position player on the mound?
I think that it's certainly I mean, you get it. We're especially here, summer baseball, rosters are thin. You have 8 games in a row. And sometimes it's fun to watch. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped out to second. That should be another RBI for Jacob Steele. Tough play. And a good one made by Kinzel Plunkett. Steele retired 4-3. He will pick up his 3rd RBI of the game, and the Miners will pick up their 17th run, 17-5 now.
For the Miners, number 14, Casey Sunseri.
Now, we will run out of space on our scoreboard if they get to triple digits, Howie, so gotta hope they slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to go basketball style as we are, folks. 7th through the order in the 7th inning. Casey Sunseri. This is unbelievable. Runner on third, 2 outs pitch. Swung on and rifled by Ty Beck out of the air. Smiles for the visitors. It's time to stretch from Lee Jordan Field. Miners 17, Chinooks 5 as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Back in Chugiak, it is all Miners with an exclamation mark, 17-5, as Ty Beck gets ready to take his first swings of the game against Andrew Tillery, who's been super sharp, back out for his third inning of work. And he pumps over a pitch that is bounced out to first. Another chance for Cade Manning, who's in for Nick Sorelli, giving him the rest of the afternoon off. An easy step on the pillow for out number 1.
Yeah, you like it clean and easy at this point in the game as we sit now 3 hours and 11 minutes deep in the bottom of the 7th. But it's been a whole lot of fun, Howie. We have 17 runs in for the Miners.
Yeah, things have definitely sped up as it looks like Davis Beavers will grab a bat and pinch hit for Austin Young, who will get a chance to get off of his feet and rest up a little bit. So Davis Beavers, the right-hander, stands in. And you know, Trey, as we sit in a 17-5 game and await the second pitch of the at-bat to Beavers, which is swung on and rifled right back where it came from. Nice play by Pano across the bag. He fires. Good stretch by Manning, and not in time. Pulled off the bag. Manning can't believe it. Heidel can't believe it. Looked like a web gem from Josh Pano and Cade Manning as well. But instead, it's going to be an infield hit for Davis Beavers here in the 7th.
Yeah, you know, typically in a situation like that, you'll see the first baseman get the benefit of the doubt, but keeping him honest here, we've seen a few plays like that at first.
Batter is
Batting for the Chinooks, number 11,
Kinzel Plunkett, we think, as he stands in for the 4th time. Pitch. Downstairs. You know, Trey, there's been baseball up here this far north for probably longer than a lot of people think. Back in the 1890s on Herschel Island, which is part of Canada north of the Alaska mainland, as that pitch misses low for ball 2. They would play baseball or something that resembled baseball in weather's 40 degrees below zero.
Goodness gracious, Howie. That's not the baseball we've been used to this summer in Alaska, but they really have been doing this. Is that one misses low? Forever. I mean, this is something you can find pictures of guys in snowshoes playing the game.
No, I mean, it's crazy to just watch. Yeah, guys in snowshoes. It's like there's sleds out there. It's like baseball, truly a universal sport. Just play it anywhere and everywhere. And as this one is pumped over for a strike, culminated in the Arctic Whaleman's Pennant. This information all via the Anchorage Museum, a great museum in downtown Anchorage. If you're in the area, definitely stop by there. How about this, Trey? Not only did they play in 40 below zero, as we await the 2-1 pitch to Plunkett, runner on first, 17-5, which is on the ground to second, might be 2. Rose flips to Pano for 1, on to first. It is another double play turned by the middle infield for the Miners. We are on to the 8th. And no, we're not. It looks like there is a run rule in the Alaska Baseball League. That's going to be a win for the Matsu Miners. 17-5, caught us by surprise. We apologize. The Miners take this one by 12 runs as the game finishes at 7-14. Trey, an amazing game for the Miners. 17 runs, a ton of hits. Of course, took advantage of some shoddy pitching by the Chinooks, but at the end of the day, they improved to 5-0 in the year.
This team is rolling, Howie. I mean, we talk about comebacks. We talk about big leads, pitching, hitting. Every part of this team is clicking on all cylinders. Let's hope they can keep it going now. 3-0 against the Chinooks, as they have now won 2 games here in Lee Jordan. They were 0-5 last season. Already off to a hot start here against Chugiak. Howie, we're going to keep it going throughout the rest of this week. We will see these Chinooks again, and like you said, Kenai coming up, the Oilers. We'll see them for the first time tomorrow. Before we do that, your player of the game tonight, Howie.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Andrew Tillery. He came in and slammed the door, sped the game up, which is good for everybody, and he picks up a save via the save rule. He pitches 3 innings. Give him an easy save, probably the easiest one he'll ever get. Love to see him on the mound for the first time. Andrew Tillery for me.
Yeah, it's a very nice pick there, and you love to see the confidence from the pitchers today. But with 17 runs, I have to go with the hitter. Josh Pano ended up having 5 hits today, Howie. Just unbelievable stuff. Got on base 5 times, rather 4 hits, a couple of runs batted in. Blake Avila, have to highlight him as well. He drove in just as many and was on base just as much. Those two guys going to be my players of the game tonight. 17 runs for this team. An explosion on offense.
Yeah, it was an absolute explosion by the Miners, as we will go through the final totals right now from Lee Jordan Field. We'll hop in the vans and we will join the team dinner. So for the Mat-Su Miners, they score 17 times on 13 hits. No errors by the defense. Another well-played defensive game for the Miners. They leave 17 men on base through 7 innings. For the Chinooks, a tough loss for them. 5 runs, 8 hits, 5 total errors, and 8 men left on base. Hatakanaka with a win. Orgomanes with the loss. Andrew Tillery with the save. Time of game, 3 hours, 13 minutes. Chinooks fall to 1-3. Miners improve to 5-0, and we'll look at keep it going tomorrow night, 7 o'clock local time. Join Trey and I right back here on YouTube to take on the Peninsula Oilers. For Howie Boxley, Trey Yanity, have a great rest of your night wherever you're watching as the Miners improve to 5-0 on the year.